cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries as we'll fall now. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And then we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow, who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City live watch along. Today we're going to be doing the Premier League live watch along of Manchester City against Aston Villa at the Etihad Stadium. It's the first match for Manchester City since the Premier League charges that have dominated the headlines over the last 6 days or so. Excuse me. So it'll be very interesting to see Manchester City's reaction today on the pitch. Not just to the charges, but also the passion that is being shown by the club and their stance to prove, for some reason, we've got to prove our own innocence rather than you've got to prove the guilt. But yeah, Manchester City come out with a defiant statement. Pep Guardiola came out in his press conference that we spoke about in my preview, all fired up. Manchester City, they're ready for the battle. They're innocent in their eyes. Manchester City are going to fight and battle every single step of the way. So the question is, they're going to fight it legally. Are they going to do the fighting on the football pitch as well? And I'm hoping that that is going to be the case because thankfully, once again, like last week, we got given a favour by Everton by beating Arsenal. Arsenal have dropped points again, so they've not won in 3 games now. They've dropped more points. This time, a home match against Brentford, which means that because they've drawn that game, that Manchester City win here, and Manchester City win midweek against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. Man City will be at the summit once more. And trust me, that is going to annoy a lot of people. And I am ready for that. I really am ready for that. So I'm hoping we're going to see a really gutsy, really fired up, proper professional game of football here by Manchester City. And Pep Guardiola has made the changes that I spoke about in my preview. He's made that happen. So I am really excited. I am excited for this game. I'm excited for Manchester City to show what they can do. And for the first time properly this season, I'm going into a game fired up, motivated and confident. And if that's the case with me, I'm sure there's other City fans as well that have got that sentiment too. And I'm sure the players will have the burning desire in their stomachs as well to make this happen. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be in for a really good, high-quality game of football. And Manchester City win. A clean sheet will be nice. Plenty of goals too. That would be absolutely brilliant. So, thank you, everybody that has tuned in so far. Much appreciated. We're already up to 17 likes on the watch along, which is fantastic. So if you are enjoying this, then please do leave a thumbs up. The last couple of streams, we've not quite hit 100 likes. I want that to change today. 100 likes is the aim. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. We're just 82 away. So any help towards that would be great. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you're new around here. We're less than 1,800 subs now away from 20? Well, not 20 on the head. 30,000 subscribers. That's the aim. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well, social media links. You want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Links and details there in the description. They're also on the yellow banner if you want to go and search for me and follow me on there. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there too. That would be much appreciated. Doing plenty of content on there that I'm really enjoying, so do feel free to go and check that out. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the live chat. I will go and interact with everybody in just one moment. And also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up too. As we said, 100 likes is the aim, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Now I want to speak about today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. I've got my BetMate team. I've got in there before the teams have been announced, so managed to get all the rotation and everything all done and dusted for you guys. So hopefully my team will be good to go, and yeah, hopefully we can have a really good pot. If you're wanting to come and join BetMate, then do feel free to go and do so. You can do so by checking out the link which is in the description. I'm just going to get that link copied across to the live chat as well if you want to go and check it out. But BetMate's much like fantasy football. It's a free app to download. You can pick up some free bets as well with BetMate. So all you need to do when you sign up, press the link in the description. When you sign up, just use code JSGC10 and that will get you £10 in free bets. And you can use that free bets to join pots. They've got plenty of freebie pots running throughout February, their special Freebie February campaign. So you can go and check that out if you so wish. I've entered all of the free pots that are available. They're free. What's not to like about it? So go and check that out. And as I said, you can enter this week's pot for free by using my free bet code of code JSGC10 on sign up for you guys to enjoy. So do go and check out BetMate. I want to thank them for sponsoring today's live watch on. They sponsored all my previews for the season, so a massive shout out to them, much appreciated. Absolute legends at BetMate. I've really enjoyed working with them over the last year or so. So yeah, do feel free to go and check them out. I've got my team locked and loaded. Pretty much made up a lot of Manchester City's players there. I'm backing Man City to win this game, so I've got Ederson in goal, Laporte and Dias as my defenders, De Bruyne and Douglas Luiz as my midfielders, and Mahrez and Haaland as my two strikers. Bench made up of Villa players. I've got Martinez, Young, Buendia and Watkins, and all these players that I've just mentioned are starting in this game. So do go and check it out. Normal rules do apply. You've got to be 18 or over to gamble here in the UK, so if you want to join BetMate, you've got to be 18 or over, and it is unfortunately only available to those in the UK as per the UK gambling law. But if you are based in the UK, you're over 18, you want to go and check it out and have some fun, then please do feel free. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. And I'll be keeping an eye on the pot, and I'll give a shout out to today's winner. Just having a look through my other pots to see if we've had any success. I know Manchester United about 10 minutes ago have beaten Leeds United by 2-0. They had a freebie pot running for that game, so I've entered that if you want to go and check it out. They've got freebie pots also for Liverpool, Everton, the Merseyside derby tomorrow. I imagine they'll be running more freebie pots throughout the week. You've got Champions League double headers. The Arsenal City pot is also available if you want to go and check it out. So loads of pots for you guys to enjoy. Just having a look here, I've finished 5th overall in the free pot of Leeds United against Manchester United. That's really good for me. Out of 509, I've managed to finish 5th. And I've won 66 pence because of that, finishing on 64.5 points. I was very close to the top and winning £15. But there we go. Just having a look if there's anywhere where I could have scored a little bit better. Probably a vice-captain Fred would have maybe done that for me to have won the pot. But that's one of the best performances that I've had, and hopefully I can win my first pot. That'd be brilliant. Anyway, go check out BetMate. Links and details there in the description. So, I'm going to do some interaction with you guys. So thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. John, legend, tuning in once more. Much appreciated. Hope you are well. Northern Irish youngster, welcome back. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hoping that you are feeling much better. Nice to see you again. Hope you are well. Julia as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. Another regular here on the JSGC channel. So a big shout out to you too. Much appreciated. Mike, part of the JSGC gang. A member as well. You want to go and check out and become a JSGC member, then go and press that join button next to the subscribe button, just like Mike. He's a legend. Shout out to Mike. Thanks very much for tuning in. He's excited for when we do eventually hit 30,000 subs, hopefully before the end of the season. That would be great. John's fired up. Let's get ready to rumble. We're ready to take on everyone in the Premier League that hates us. We don't care. We do not care. They've rubbed Manchester City up the wrong way. They've angered the wrong beast here. The wrong beast. And I hope Manchester City go to the cleaners with the Premier League. When they clear their name, I want Manchester City not to stop there. Financial fair play, it's a farce. Get it thrown out. Damage to the reputation of the club. Take it further. You cannot damage a business's name because you've got a vendetta, because you don't like the club. You cannot do that. And when these charges, because I'm confident, these charges, they've got no evidence, there's no proof, because it did not happen. UEFA got nothing. The only thing they got Man City on was a lack of cooperation. That's why Man City had to pay a fine. And the Premier League, Man City are even confident they've given them enough evidence that they're not even going to get us on supplying them with insufficient evidence. They've got nothing. They just want to try and prove they've got their league in order. And they haven't. They just haven't. And they've gone for the wrong team here. They've gone for the wrong team. And the best thing Manchester City can do off the pitch, take the Premier League to the cleaners. Financial fair play chucked out. I'd be seeking damages off them as well. That's the direction I'd be heading in. On the pitch, though, win our next 2 games. We're top of the Premier League. Go and make that happen. That is what Manchester City need to do. Northern Irish youngster going for an Everton victory tomorrow in the Merseyside derby. 1-0 Everton. Scouser tears, Liverpool tears, things you want to see. It is things you want to see as well. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts on that. I've not really had a good chance to sit down with you guys and have a good conversation about these charges with Manchester City and what it means. As the week's gone on, ever since Pep Guardiola's given his thoughts, I'm absolutely convinced that Manchester City have done no wrong. And because of that, Man City will be due compensation. And it doesn't just mean that Manchester City, if they end up saying no charges, you can go on, carry on as normal. Absolutely no way. Absolutely not. This is being run and being orchestrated by the teams at the very top end of the, I'm going to call it the Premier League cartel. You've got the European cartel, the likes of Real Madrid, Barcelona. I'm going to be calling this the Premier League cartel. Liverpool, Manchester United, the 2 clubs that really don't like City, trying to work together here to orchestrate, to make something happen. And I'm confident nothing's going to happen. And even if it does, what they're going to do, send us to Division 10? What a ride! We'll all be there for Division 10. Division 10 watch-alongs. Division 10 match vlogs. We don't care. We'll have a good time. Don't need to worry about it. Don't need to worry about it at all. They think they've got City rattled, and they just haven't. They have not. Because this is what Manchester City do. It's entertaining. It's up and down. It's a roller coaster ride. You take the rough with the smooth, the highs and the lows. They genuinely think they've got under our skin, and they haven't. They just haven't. As Northern Irish said, cheaper tickets, bring it on where everyone's cup final. We have to go to AFC Telford. If we've got to go to Boreham Wood, so be it. We'll go. We'll take the numbers there. We'll make more history. And it'll be a ride. It'll be brilliant. It'll be absolutely brilliant. To me, people see it as a win or a lose. To me, it's a win-win. It's an absolute win-win. Either City stay right at the very top where they want to be, or we're going on a massive roller coaster ride where we're going to dip right down, and when things come flying back down, they go down at such a speed, they go back up at speed as well. Doesn't faze me one bit. City have already done this with UEFA. They've beaten UEFA. All the fans of the other clubs are going, you're guilty, you cheats. I've seen Bristol City, got them in the FA Cup. I won't be doing any team talk. They've gone on one of their pubs there and called Man City cheats. I tell you right now, I just print that off, big A1 paper, pin it in the dressing room. Don't even do a team talk. Just say, this is what these guys think of you. Go and put them to the sword. Go and beat them 10-0. Why not? You can do it. Go and do it. So yeah, they're my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts as well. That'd be much appreciated. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Sub 2, shout out to you. Thanks very much for tuning in. Dad as well, going for a 3-0 victory today for City. Got out my Super 6. 3-0 Manchester City as well is what I'm going for. So there we go. Clippers Nation saying thoughts on United goal for Garnacho. I've not seen the goals. I've just caught the very end of the game. So I can't comment, I'm afraid, on the goal. So I've not seen it. Raheem, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. And yeah, we're ready for live watch-along time. We'll go through the teams, I think, now. It's the time. 21 likes we're on, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get them likes, so that'd be much appreciated. What are we now? 79 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out today's video sponsor, brought to you by BetMate. Links and details there in the description. They're also in the live chat as well. Remember, code JSGC10 on sign up. £10 in free bets. Join today's pot. The biggie, £600. That's what we're striving towards. Hopefully I can win. I finished 5th out of 500 in the free pot for the United game earlier. Can we build on that? That'd be great. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Sub 2 going for 5-0 City. Raheem going for a 2-0 victory today for Manchester City as well. Sub 2 going for 5-0 Manchester City. I'm going 3-0 Manchester City. It'd be great if we can go out there and put 10 past them, to be honest. That would be absolutely brilliant. That's what I'm going for anyway. So we're going to get the teams up for you guys now so we can speak through that. Northern Irish asking the Clippers, how's the Europa League going? I can see Barcelona putting United out, to be honest. To be honest, I think Manchester United will probably take being knocked out of the Europa League to try and focus on, of course, a top 4 place. But I'm sure they'll have eyes on City's game today, and hoping Villa can do them a favour to try and potentially launch a bid for the Premier League title. But over the next 2 games here for City, against Villa and against Arsenal, 2 very poignant games for the Premier League. So we'll have a better idea of what this title race is going to look like come this time next week over our next 3 games. So we will see. So, starting 11s then. We're going to start off with our opponents first. Aston Villa starting off in goal with World Cup winner Emiliano Martinez. It looks like a back 4, Ashley Young. Jack Grealish needs to be stretching that pitch and having a stretch, really going at Ashley Young. Obviously, pace isn't his forte. Age is there. Need to be having a proper pop at him. Konsa and Chambers as their 2 centre-backs. No Tyrone Mings. Is he on the bench, Mings? No, must have an injury. I'm not sure what that's about. But Lucas Digne starting as their left-back. It's Boubacar Kamara and Douglas Luiz as their 2 central midfielders today. Further ahead of them is going to be Jacob Ramsey on the right-hand side and Emiliano Buendia on the left-hand side. Looks like Leon Bailey's going to occupy as the second striker. And Ollie Watkins going to be leading the line for Aston Villa today. Aston Villa being led by captain Emiliano Martinez in goal, the World Cup winner, their goalkeeper. On the substitute bench for Aston Villa today, they've got 2 goalkeepers, Zajc and Sincelo. They've also got Matty Cash, Alex Moreno, Swinkle, Dendoncker, Coutinho, and also McGinn. So City need to be careful of that. We've already potentially nearly last season had a surprise sprung on us by Aston Villa. 2-0 up for City to come back towards the end to win the game by 3-2, and that's what City need to avoid for this game. Yeah, your Manchester City starting 11 for today. Just having a look here, Man City's last 12 Premier League meetings against Aston Villa at the Etihad have all ended in Manchester City victories. They've not won since 2006 under that poor season under Mr. Stuart Pearce. That was a terrible season. I had the pleasure, maybe it was the unfortunate pleasure, of going to the Etihad that season and watching City, and they were god-awful. Good times. Anyway, City starting 11 for today, starting in goal, number 31, Ederson. It looks like it's going to be a back 3, potentially a back 4, we'll see. Kyle Walker, Ruben Dias, and Aymeric Laporte, which is fantastic. Nathan Ake gets a well-earned rest. Manuel Akanji gets a well-earned rest. He seems to have started literally every game. He seems to just always be on the pitch. So it's really good that we do get to see Ruben Dias, obviously fit and good to go, which is brilliant, and it's good that we get to see Laporte too. In my opinion, they are Man City's first and second choice. As long as they're consistent, they are, in my opinion, City's 2 centre-backs, and if they can form a really good partnership, they're the 2 players I'd like to see at the back, and John Stones pushing them hard when he is fit as well. No disrespect to Ake or to Manuel Akanji. I just think that's City's strongest centre-backs, and with João Cancelo leaving on loan to Bayern Munich, Nathan Ake's got plenty of opportunities to get minutes as well on that left-hand side. So it doesn't look like City are starting with a left-back. If we do choose to go with a back 4, it'll be Walker on the right-hand side, and I think it'll be Laporte on the left-hand side, and Rodri dropping deeper with Ruben Dias. We'll see what City's formation is like on and off the ball. I'll keep an eye on that. So midfield today, City starting with number 16, Rodri, number 8, Ilkay Gundogan, number 20, Bernardo Silva, and number 17, Kevin De Bruyne. Who needs to rotate the midfield when you can find a way of getting all 4 of the superstars involved in the team? We'll see how this formation works. It looks like it's going to be Riyad Mahrez on the right wing, number 26 for City today, number 10, Jack Grealish on the left wing, and starting up top is number 9, Erling Haaland. So we'll see what happens there. City being led by captain Ilkay Gundogan today. On the bench for Manchester City today is Stefan Ortega-Moreno, Rico Lewis, Nathan Ake, Manuel Akanji, Sergio Gomez, Kalvin Phillips, Cole Palmer, Phil Foden, and Julian Alvarez. That is Manchester City's starting 11 for today. We're very soon, we've got the Premier League logos and everything up there. I wonder if Man City are going to do any kind of display or banner or something. I suggested in my preview of doing a Poznan. That would be fantastic to see. Backs turned, help generate a really good atmosphere and get things going. City need to be fired up, and as Sean says there, We're needing to make a statement tonight. It needs to be a statement win, this, for Man City. Against 11th place, mid-table Aston Villa. I want City to go out there with a confident, cool, collective performance. A win is a win, but we want to go out there and really make a statement. Goals, goals, and more goals. That's what we've got to be pushing for. Boy Racer, thanks very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Charles, thank you very much for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. Phil Foden, thanks very much for tuning in. Probably should be at the game, but there we go. Tuning into the JSGC live watch along instead. Yeah, I'm going for 3-0 Manchester City victory today. I wouldn't rule out Man City potentially scoring even more if they've got it about them. Need a nice early goal. The one thing we don't want is Aston Villa having something to work with and scoring first and defending deep. So that's what City need to be careful of. George, thanks very much for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. Citizens, again, hello. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is brilliant to see the Laporte and Dias partnership coming back once more as the players make their way out of the tunnel for this game. So one last chance for promo, and then it's on with the live watch along. So if you're watching this and enjoying the content, leave a thumbs up. We're on 28 likes. We are 71 likes. Now we're on 29 likes. 71 likes away from 100 likes. Hopefully we can hit that. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Plenty more football and Manchester City content to come. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the live chat where you're tuning in from around the world and your score predictions for this game. Also, don't forget as well to go check out my social media links. They're in the description below, and also on the yellow banner if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. And finally, BetMate, big thank you to them for sponsoring today's live watch along. Go and check them out. Links and details there in the description. That's how you do a very quick promo as Unai Emery and Pep Guardiola shake hands. The City fans booing towards the Premier League, letting their feelings be known. I need a drink. For some reason Diet Pepsi's come on my favourite drink, so I'm on Diet Pepsi with some ice. No alcohol. I had way too much. If you checked out JSGC football, I had the pleasure of joining my brother on his away day at Burnley, and wow. I felt the impacts of that. So today, all clean, all clean. The fans are up for this. I would say a Poznan. I wanted a Poznan. I think a Poznan would have been better than the boos, but I'm all for a good boo. We'll boo the UEFA anthem. Same Premier League don't have their own anthem. Can boo that as well. There we go. Andy, thanks very much for tuning in. Tuning in from Easingwold for a short break. Have a great short break, and thank you very much for tuning in. City starting 11 for today. Pretty strange. It's Pep Guardiola, to be expected. Ederson in goal. Kyle Walker, Ruben Dias and Aymeric Laporte. City's free centre-backs. Midfield of Rodri, Ilkay Gundogan, Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. Riyad Mahrez on the right-hand side. Jack Grealish on the left-hand side. And it's Erling Haaland starting up top. Tafazul, thanks very much for tuning in all the way from Bangladesh. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got Bangladesh in the room. Thank you very much to Tafazul for tuning in. Much appreciated. And most certainly Pep knows what he's doing. He's come out with a fiery statement. City came out with their own statement saying they're happy to finally get a chance to show their innocence and move on from this situation that City find themselves in. I'm happy either way. City can get chucked to Division 10. Not fussed, I'll still be here. Live watch-alongs. Andrew, thanks very much for tuning in. I don't know what Pep Guardiola was doing last night. I really do not know. I can't imagine Pep doing something like that, to be honest. And we are now going to have a minute's silence, and we are going to be silent here on the JSGC channel. I'm sure everyone's heard about the tragedy that has happened over in Turkey and Syria with the earthquake and the damage that has happened from that. It is horrific, absolutely horrific. So very soon we are going to have a moment's silence for that. And also I can see there was someone on the big screen there, Tudor Thomas as well, that's passed away too. So having a minute's applause. We'll see if they end up having a minute's silence or not. I imagine that they will. Over 20,000 people have been killed, yeah, and I was reading about some of the statements that have been made about the situation over there, and they're estimating that number could double, which is horrific, absolutely horrific. So Tudor Thomas was Manchester City's honorary president that passed away. Passed away a week ago. So rest in peace there, and thoughts with his family, his loved ones at this difficult time. And I don't think they've had a minute's silence. I heard that there was having a minute's silence. I don't understand why they're not having a minute's silence. I'm just going to say that on the record here that everyone's thoughts at this very difficult time, and with those in Turkey and Syria, it's horrific. So yeah, rest in peace to all those that have passed away, and yeah, all thoughts are with everyone that's been impacted by that, the horrific nature of what has happened there. Awful, absolutely awful. Premier League might not have a minute's silence or a moment's thought about it, but we will on the JSGC channel, as we do have kickoff here for this game. I really don't understand why they've not had a minute's silence for it. As Aston Villa are in here. Aston Villa are in here. Bailey has a shot and it's blocked by Laporte in an early corner 20 seconds in, and City were nearly caught short-footed there. Thank you very much, Mixers, for tuning in. Much appreciated. Makes it just in time. William going for 3-0 Manchester City. Hope that is the case. That would be absolutely fantastic. So don't forget, leave a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. Subscribe if you're new around here. And also check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. They're on 40 likes. We're just 60 away. Corner then. Taken short. Whipped in towards the back post. And Villa get a cross in. And Laporte's there to win the header. And goes through the back of Ilkay Gundogan, and a free kick given there to Manchester City. So City there just need to be careful. Just need to be careful. City got a very busy February from here on out, playing every 3 to 4 days. Starting today with this game against Aston Villa. We've then got another game on Wednesday, a massive showdown game with Arsenal at the Emirates. That'll be a very much do-not-lose game for Arsenal, and perhaps even a must-win game for Manchester City. And then next weekend, we're playing Saturday, 3 o'clock against Nottingham Forest away from home. Then following that on the Wednesday after is City's return to the Champions League, our first leg, last 16 clash against RB Leipzig away from home. And then the weekend after, Manchester City will be playing AFC Bournemouth away from home. Really nice to see City at home, because I think this is the last time we see Man City at home for, what is it, Arsenal, Forest, Leipzig, Bournemouth, Bristol. 5 games before we have our next home game against Newcastle United at the beginning of March. So yeah, I'm not going to be doing a live watch along for that because I'm going to be busy. So next time I get to do a live watch along of a home game, I think, as Grealish sends a cross in collected by Martinez, I think the next time I'm going to be doing a live home watch along is going to be, I think, against RB Leipzig in our second leg clash in the middle of March, which is insane. That's insane. Anyway, yeah, so City got lots of games coming up. So February is made up of Arsenal away, followed by Nottingham Forest away, then a match against Leipzig away in the Champions League, followed by a Premier League match against Bournemouth away, and then an FA Cup 5th round match taking on Bristol City away. You guessed it, away from home as well. Dale, afternoon. Thanks very much for tuning in. Aaron made it just in time. However, Dale, late to the party. Fashionably late's what you like to see. Is what you like to see. As City send a cross in, and I think that's out for a corner kick. Jack Grealish there. Just to settle in there. Aston Villa got off to a lightning start 20 seconds in. Leon Bailey was put in a good position, but a good bit of defending from Laporte has snuffed that opportunity out. They didn't make anything of the corner. And since then, it's been all Manchester City, and City now managed to muster up their own corner here. Can City make it count as the corner comes in? And Rodri flicks it in, and it's in! It's gone in! Oh, it's Rodri! He meets the header! I said Manchester City need to make a response on the pitch. 4 minutes in, and Manchester City, I'm going Spock style. 4 minutes in, 4 minutes in, 4. There we go. 4 minutes. It's taken for Manchester City to find their goal. And it's Rodri with the header for Manchester City. I think I've got him. I've not got him in my bet, mate. Bad JSGC. Have Rodri in your bet, mates. Those that have got Rodri in there, brilliant. How often do Manchester City find a goal from a set piece, from a corner? That is what you want. Cracking ball in from Mahrez. I have got him in my bet, mate. Means I'm getting an assist. So that's pretty good. That's what we like to see. And gets a hand onto it, but Martinez can't keep it out. And City, less than 5 minutes in, find themselves 1 goal to the good. And it's Rodrigo from the header, from the corner, from the Algerian king himself, Riyad Mahrez. Villa then coming forward, needing a response. What we like to see. Rodders does like scoring. 3 minutes 59 the goal came for Manchester City. And it's as simple as that. So corner here for Villa and a bit of work for Manchester City to do. Just need to be careful. What City need to do now is push for that killer second goal. Next big 10 minutes. Push, get that killer second goal. And that could be the game done. Villa though, into the penalty area. And De Bruyne sticks out a loose leg. Leon Bailey didn't go searching for contact. Any contact there, and that would have been a penalty to Villa. As it is, goal kick instead. As we're now 58 likes away from 100 likes. So any help towards that would be grand. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. And do go check out BetMate. Links and details in the description. Also in the live chat. City coming forward there, meaning business, finding that early opening goal. Rodri, what we love to see. It just sets you up really nicely, an opening goal early on. Eases all the anxiety, and as I said, City have looked frustrated this season. Maybe they've known these charges from the Premier League were coming. Maybe it's unsettled the team. Maybe they were uncertain about what's going to happen. But it's very clear from the club, from Pep, they're fired up and they mean business. First game since them charges. I want to see a performance on the pitch. If City get themselves into a position where they can score a lot of goals, they need to do that. And how City have been opening up has looked pretty good. Just having a look at how we've set up here, it is very much looking like a back three. Pretty stretched. So Walker goes on the right-hand side, Laporte goes on the left-hand side, and Dias is going through the middle. He'll get the support of Rodri and Bernardo Silva out in the middle. Dale, that match yesterday, all too easy for Burnley, really. All too easy. Looking good, though. Got Vincent Kompany, he's a very good manager. Man City get kicked to Division 10 if Pep Guardiola walks. Vinny, I'm confident, comes back to bring the club from its lowest point to get it back to its highs. Even if Man City stay towards the top end of the Premier League and the sad day comes where Pep Guardiola walks away, I'm confident the next manager for Manchester City is going to be one of Mikel Arteta or Vincent Kompany. And Kompany did all right at Anderlecht, doing very well at Burnley. And if he can continue that, then he could well be another name to look out for. And Julia, we do need to take back second place. United currently there. For their win over Leeds earlier today. City go back second with a win. And more importantly, a win for Man City today and a win for Manchester City on Wednesday sends Manchester City top of the Premier League. And these 8-point gaps that they've been speaking about, no. Manchester City top. City know what they need to do, and they need to go out there and do it. Here is Martinez then. Works the ball to Chambers, playing centre-back today. No Tyrone Mings for Aston Villa. Not in the squad, I presume injured. So it's Konsa and Callum Chambers, the two centre-backs. It's Digne on the left-hand side for Villa. And Ashley Young, former Manchester United man, on the right-hand side. We've got former City man Douglas Luiz playing in defensive midfield. Dale, yeah, fair point. Arteta is the man that they'd go for. You just feel like Arteta might be building something special at Arsenal if he doesn't want to leave. I don't think anyone would blame him if he didn't want to leave. His ambition's always been to try and get Arsenal competing at the top end, and he's managed to achieve that. I'm sure if Manchester City, if Arteta felt like he couldn't take Arsenal any further, and Man City came calling, I'm sure Arteta would take the call and at least listen. But, yeah, Kompany carries on being a success and gets to a point where Pep Guardiola walks away from Manchester City, then certainly I think Vincent Kompany would be certainly a name that would be up there getting mentioned. I've heard Luis Enrique also being considered, apparently, for Chelsea, should they want to get rid of Graham Potter. We've already seen a bit of managerial maneuver being made earlier today. Nathan Jones sacked as manager of Rodri. Fred's one in. Gundogan, surely wide. Oh, Erling Haaland can't believe he's not just threaded the pass to him to tap it in. But Gundogan backed himself, and Gundogan should have scored. City threading balls in. Oh, he should have scored. Yeah, Nathan Jones sacked as Southampton manager earlier today. Sorry, Northern Irish youngster, thank you. Sorry, I got interrupted. Man City interrupted my football conversation. Anyway, corner for City. They scored off the last one. What can they do from this one? Mahrez to take again. They're going near post. Now they're going more towards the centre, and Diaz was there, but Martinez does well. And what is Martinez doing there to Rodri? He just lent into Rodri for absolutely no reason. Martinez, I've seen him being described. He's one of them players that when he's in your team, you love him to have there, but he's the villain and everybody else hates him. He does that role very well, and Martinez there, it's uncalled for. I know Man City have some fiery characters in there, and Rodri can be a very fiery character, but he's a very nice bloke. Maybe Martinez is just looking to try and rile up Manchester City. City just needs to be professional. We're 1-0 up. Breeze it off. You know what, Rodri, you've already scored one. Go and grab another. That's what I'd be looking for. Haaland's reaction did say it, Ollie. What did it? Squaring across to him for a tap-in. Gundogan has every right to go for that shot. He's been threaded in. He's one-on-one with the keeper. He just needed to put that past the keeper, and he didn't. I could criticise and say it's a poor finish, but, you know, it happened. It was an opportunity. So, yeah, keep creating. I'm sure City will score more than they don't. One of them things. But yeah, back to what we mentioned before. So Nathan Jones has been sacked as Southampton manager. Got Southampton playing some really good football against City in the League Cup. Doesn't seem to have done anything since. As Erling Haaland's threaded in, and Haaland's whacked by Martinez, and Gundogan makes it 2. And goal given. Oh, no. Foul given. Erling Haaland and Martinez have clattered into each other. City have put the ball into the net, so I think VAR can. So Haaland's onside. Let's have a look. Nelly, thanks very much for tuning in. Where is the foul? Martinez smashes into Haaland. Martinez comes out for the ball. He's stronger. He wins the ball. And then clatters Haaland. They just clatter into each other. The referee just goes with a really safe option of giving the foul there. Anyway, free kick given to Aston Villa. And I don't think VAR is going to do anything about it. Haaland's hurt his head. Villa need to be very careful. They got lucky with the one-on-one. They got lucky then. Carry on like this and Man City will find that killer second goal and this game will be done and dusted as far as I'm concerned. They're still having a discussion about it. I presume it's just because Martinez is still down, yeah. So a free kick's been given to Villa. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. As Dale says, yeah, keeper get far too much protection. The keeper does everything right. He's stronger than Haaland. He comes for the ball. Haaland he doesn't really pull out, but just Martinez gets there first. He knows he's going to get clattered. Haaland knows he's going to get clattered. It's a poor fist from Martinez, and it's straight to Gundogan. I'm wondering perhaps if Martinez could have just caught the ball rather than punching it. There would be, once upon a time, 25, 30 years ago, that goal would get given. I don't think they're going to give it today. I genuinely think Villa's got away with one there. Anyway, back to Nathan Jones. He's been sacked after playing well against City in the League Cup. Been very inconsistent for Southampton. They got rid of Ralph Hudson Huttle. Anyway, they got rid of him and brought in Nathan Jones. It's not worked. He's been sacked. I'm wondering who they're going to bring in next. I would presume Ederson would get the same treatment, but it's Premier League officiating. Who knows? They're awful, aren't they? Arsenal feel wrong done by with the lines not being drawn properly for that Ivan Toney goal yesterday. They're upset about that. You've also got the red card that Wolves play. Was it Lamina for Wolves got sent off because two players had already ran over to the referee, and because he was the third, got given a second yellow in what I think is probably one of the most ridiculous red cards I have ever seen. And the officiating in the Premier League's become an absolute joke. An absolute joke. It is a back three for Man City today. Seamus, a back three from City made up of Walker on the right, Diaz through the centre, and Laporte on the left-hand side. Here is Kyle Walker then for City. City looking good first 16 minutes. City 1-0 up. For a goal from Rodri. Crossfield pass comes in. Cleared by Ashley Young. Here's Ramsey now. Tackled by Bernardo Silva, and Ilkay Gundogan can pick up the pieces. Here is Jack Grealish against his former team. Gives it to Ruben Dias. I've not got the commentary on loud enough to say if the Villa fans are booing Jack Grealish or not. I don't know. Anyway, Riyad Mahrez gives it to Ruben Dias and City can come forward here. City, when they're bursting forward from defence and midfield, are coming forward with intent and energy. And that's one of the biggest differences I've seen from this game, from last weekend's game against Spurs. Laporte and Jack Grealish having a little argument, a disagreement with each other about the timings of the runs. I don't mind arguments like that. I want to see the players getting fired up. Laporte wants him to make a run. Grealish doesn't make the run. Laporte lets him know his thoughts. Jack Grealish is a fiery character and lets him know his thoughts back. And that's okay. That's fine. Here's Mahrez. Threads one into De Bruyne. He's not going to keep that one in, though, and it'll go out of play for a goal kick. But the right idea there from Manchester City. A little bit too much weight on the pass from Riyad Mahrez. Notice the run of Kevin De Bruyne. It's very Riyad Mahrez not to get them right, to be honest. Just a little bit too much on that one. a little bit less. And Man City actually overcommitting into the penalty area. City had 4 players ready in the penalty area there. So this could be a little genuine route for Man City to try and break down teams that want to sit back and try and hurt Manchester City on the counter-attack and do the park the bus, so to speak, tactic. That a lot of clubs will take up over the next few weeks. This tactic that City are playing here today probably won't work too well against Arsenal, a team that will have a pop at City, but we've got games coming up against Nottingham Forest. They lost 5-0 to Man City at the Etihad. They're going to sit there and they're going to defend for their lives is what they're going to do and try and break forward on the counter-attack. What matches coming up with well against Bournemouth, Bristol City. I imagine the approaches of them teams will pretty much be the same as well. So it's good for Man City to have a different direction to head in. It'll be very interesting to see if City choose to go with such an attacking intent against the likes of Arsenal and RB Leipzig. RB Leipzig are a very dynamic team who like to press hard, they like to counter, they like to attack, they like to make things happen, they like to have shots, they like to score goals, and they've got good players too. So that isn't going to be an easy game. But this is what football's all about at this high level. You want to be playing the very best of the teams. You want to be playing them game after game. That's a lovely ball from Walker, threading through to Kevin De Bruyne, and that goes out off Callum Chambers for a corner to Manchester City on the right-hand side. And City are just coming forward. There's players in the penalty area. Haaland's making the run. Gundogan's making the run. Grealish is making the run. This is good stuff from Manchester City today. Good stuff. De Bruyne then with the corner. What can he do? I'd be going near post and a flick on like we did with the Rodri goal. It seemed like it worked a treat. De Bruyne to take. Goes towards the edge of the penalty area and a volley! Oh, it's just wide from Jackie G. Clean connection. Martinez is scrambling. Ah, it's hit his arm. That's hit his arm. Corner for City. I think there's a VAR check for handball. The only saving grace for him is his arms here rather than out. It's more tucked towards his body. VAR are having a look at it. This is a harsh penalty if they did give it. Yeah, corner Man City. It hit his arm, but it's more close towards his body. Right? If it was out, I would say Stonewaller. But who knows? You saw that handball in that West Ham-Chelsea match yesterday from Susek. Literally made a save, tipped it past the post. It was a good save. Corner comes in, flicked on. Haaland, surely. Oh! Over the top of the crossbar. Oh, we're not 2-0 up. The cracking ball from Mahrez. Free header for Ruben Dias. He flicks it. He can't believe that he's not flicked it towards goal. I can't believe Erling Haaland just pings up to him that he gets over the top and puts it over the top of the crossbar. How's Haaland missed? Hype Shadow, the only way he's got away with it because his arm's not in an unnatural position. The farcical rule is, though, if you score off your arm, it gets disallowed, but even if it's deliberate handball or not, regardless, but something like that deflects the ball away wide of the post, it isn't deemed as a handball unless it was in an unnatural place. That's gone out of play. That should be a throw into Villa. And it is, I think. Oh. Mickey Summerby. He could be joining up with Paul Dickoff very soon if City are to be relegated. Things you'll love to see. I've already said I'm willing for JSGC to strap on the boots and make things happen. I'm ready. I play right back. I can't run for more than 5 minutes, but I'm ready if I'm needed. Good defending from Laporte. Shot comes in from Villa. It's miles wide and out for, I think, a corner because it's taken a deflection. Jamaican international Leon Bailey was linked with a move to City when he was playing for Leverkusen. And Laporte's having a good game here. His job's to keep Leon Bailey quiet, and 22 minutes in, he's done a pretty good job of that. But corner for Aston Villa, there's them threats. They're still there because City haven't found that second goal. City have been the better team 23 minutes in here, but they haven't found that goal yet. Ruben Dias, passionate as always, shouting. He wants it organising this the defence. Villa surrounding the keeper, so this is coming right towards the keeper, and he gets a flick on. Back post, Villa have picked it up. It's crossed back in. Header won by Villa in the end, and Ederson's going to pick that one up. And Manchester City will come away unscathed to their goal. Buendia, I don't know what he was appealing for there, but putting in a high looping ball like that at the back post. Man City had that more than covered. What are they appealing for? Well, I have no idea what they're appealing for there. Seamus, do you know that if there's an attacking player in the Premier League that I'd like Man City to go for, if you didn't have these gambling things going on, Ivan Toney would be one of the players. But we've got Julian Alvarez, so we don't need a striker or an attacker. But Ivan Toney's a player I'm a big fan of. I think he's a cracking player. He just likes having a bit of a gamble. I wonder if he's checked BetMate out. Today's video sponsor, links and details there in the description. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. We're halfway to 100 likes now. It's brilliant. Let's keep it up. 50 likes to go. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. That'd be great. So we're 24 minutes in here at the Etihad. City lead by 1-0 thanks to Rodri's 4th minute header from the Riyad Mahrez corner. City have had an appeal for a penalty turned down for handball. Erling Haaland had missed close out, putting the ball over the top of the crossbar. Ilkay Gundogan has missed a one-on-one with Emiliano Martinez. So, yeah, Manchester City have had their opportunities. They've put one of them away. But City certainly could have had 2 or 3 if they wanted it. It's just not happened. Jack Grealish went close as well with that shot with the handball. Went just wide of the post. City have looked lively. They've had players and bodies forward. Erling Haaland has had support. Man City have been pressing decent. They've been good with the ball. They've looked comfortable at the back. They've defended well. Laporte I've been impressed with. Overall, 25 minutes in, I'm very satisfied. The only a little criticism that I have is I think this should be 2-0 Manchester City by now. With the chances that we've had, they've been good, solid chances for Man City. I'm surprised with the quality that City have got. They've not found that second goal. They've got to be pushing for that. Try and get that before half-time because I think the game could be done and dusted if City find that second goal before then. But yeah, they're my thoughts, they're my opinions of the game so far as we're through the first half of the first half. As Ashley Young takes on Jack Grealish there, steps on him, and that'll be a free kick to City, which City will take short just inside the Aston Villa half. Kyle Walker tries to centralise a pass towards Gundogan. Gundogan's strong and manages to get a free kick as well. Douglas Luiz not very happy about that. Referee tells Douglas Luiz to go away, carries on his arguments there. Says he got a brush of an arm from Ilkay Gundogan before bringing Ilkay Gundogan down through pulling on him. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other, that one. And falls Manchester City's way, thankfully. And City have got themselves a free kick. In a pretty good area, this, to put something of quality into the box. It's a very central place to have a free kick. But when you've got that man, Kevin De Bruyne, stood over the ball, I'd say anything's possible. Ruben Dias forward. Rodri forward. Haaland, of course, forward. Laporte at the back post, forward. De Bruyne is going to go back post as well towards Laporte and Diaz. Header 1, pings down. Bernardo has a shot blocked and he goes down in the penalty area. Diaz gives it to Laporte and his pass is short and poor. And now Manchester City are going to need to scramble back and get their defenders back. Aston Villa wanted to go quick, but the referee says no, not having any of that. And Aston Villa survive another bit of defensive room there. I think it was handball against Ruben Dias. 3 kicks being given. It's just pinged up and hit Ruben Dias on the back, then pinged up to his arm. So, free kick given to Villa. But that caused problems there for Manchester City, so good to see. Good to see. City are doing well. They've played well so far. I've been impressed with what I've seen. They just need that killer second goal. This has been a game that City, in my opinion, have had full control. But we've been in situations like this previously this season. Most notably, Manchester United away went 1-0 up, was in cruise control, was in complete control. One bad decision made by the officials. City lose the heads, and City ended up losing the game in what should have been +3 points for Manchester City. Ended up being no points and giving 3 points to Manchester United, who, before this game, were then above Manchester City into second place. So all to play for towards the top of the Premier League. And it's keeping things nice and competitive at the top of the Premier League. De Bruyne does so well. He bursts forward. Here's Jack Grealish now. Can he finish it? Oh, it's a good save, Emiliano Martinez. Oh, that would have been a brilliant goal from Grealish. The run from De Bruyne was sensational. Around one, past two. Douglas Luiz brushed off to Grealish. And then a cracking goal out from Manchester City. A shot on target as well. This is good stuff. A good save. De Bruyne looks motivated. De Bruyne looking fresh, looking good. He's got the corner here. Can he put some of quality into the box? Only as far as Gundogan into the penalty area. Here's Jack Grealish. Gundogan's crying for that ball. And Jackie G slips, and that's handball. That's handball! That's handball, referee! That should have been a free kick, Manchester City. And Walker does some good defending. Oh, City aren't happy about that handball. They weren't in the penalty area, so it's not really any problem, but that's handball. Mahrez does well, gets that under control. City fans fired up. City just moving at a slow walking pace. They need to push that midfield further up here. Aston Villa have just moved their defensive line further forward, trying to put a press onto Man City. There could be ways to thread players in and around here on this high line. This high line Villa are going for, and the squeeze on City should be suiting someone like Erling Haaland. Through balls, good through balls, should be getting played. Haaland plays off the shoulder of the striker. There's the run from Haaland, not used by Kyle Walker. That's a good pass, though. Towards De Bruyne. Can he keep it in? You bet he can. Squared across, and that's good defending. They're crying for the offside flag. If De Bruyne had looked up there, he might have got the ball. Instead, he looked disappointed and I think he wanted to run towards the near post there. De Bruyne huffs his cheeks. He was offside there, De Bruyne. The Villa players were correct, so they weren't happy there, De Bruyne, with Erling Haaland holding his run, not making the run towards the near post. It wouldn't have counted anyway. It was offside. Rico, thanks very much for tuning in. What are my thoughts on Arsenal dropping points? My thoughts are, thanks Brentford, you took points off us, so I'm happy you're taking points off other teams around us as well. Arsenal, since we beat them in the cup, look a little bit rattled, and if City can hold on here, that's a massive game on Wednesday. Interesting are my thoughts. It's interesting. And they're a good team, Arsenal. I've been impressed with what I've seen. I'll say it how it is. They've been a good team. They've been very consistent. They have the advantage, even if City beat them on Wednesday, of having that extra game in hand, but you want the points. You want pressure onto Arsenal. They've not got an easy game against Everton in that game in hand. They've already lost against Everton at Goodison Park. Everton will be well up for that. Fighting for points, Sean Dyche. Everton already know what it takes to beat Arsenal as well. They've got nothing to lose through pressing and forcing the issue at Arsenal. We've seen Everton already take points off City at the Etihad this season too. So, yeah, the Premier League's all to play for. And there's points there. And if Man City want to get that pressure onto Arsenal, should Man City want to do that, they can do that. That's an awful ball from Walker, giving away. Oh, Ruben Dias! Father Ruben, last man, slides in. Clean challenge, wins the ball. Gundogan puts the ball out for an injury. Leon Bailey. Ruben Dias. Ruben Dias, ladies and gentlemen. What a challenge. It needed to be right. It was an awful, awful pass from Kyle Walker. And Ruben Dias reads that situation. It's a slightly heavy touch from Leon Bailey. It means Diaz can step forward. And what a tackle. It's clean. That is, if I had to show an example to potential young kids learning the footballing trade on how to tackle, I'd be showing them that clip of Ruben Dias. It's a brilliant tackle. The attacker makes a slight mistake, so the defender is all over it. And we've had Nicholas Otamendi in our defence before. Time and time again, he used to step forward. And stepping forward's never the right thing to do unless the player has knocked that ball just slightly too far forward that you can make that interception. And Ruben Dias, that was fantastic. Brilliant defending from Manchester City. Erling Haaland's feeling a hamstring of some kind. He's running a bit gingerly. We'll see how he gets on. I think I'd probably give Haaland till half-time, see how he's getting on, and if there's any injury concerns as a precaution, I'd be taking Haaland off. I mean, Erling Haaland didn't score, didn't really do much against Spurs, didn't have the service. I'm telling you, he'll want a goal. He'll be frustrated. So Douglas Luiz will give Manchester... sorry, not Douglas Luiz. Ramsey will give Manchester City the ball back. Leon Bailey will come back on. And Aston Villa got another 11 minutes here left of the first half. As we're now 47 likes away from 100 likes. So any help towards that would be great. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. We'll have a half-time check of BetMate, see how we're getting on. We've got some half-time entertainment for you guys to look forward to as well. So lots for you guys to stick around for. Looking forward to it. Here's Bernardo Silva giving Leon Bailey the runaround there. Finds the pass to Rodri. He's going to send one forward towards Riyad Mahrez and Lucas Digne. Not really been involved in the game too much so far. Digne just kicked that ball away to stop Man City getting hold of that ball quickly and having a quick throw-in. City fans not happy about it. One or two City players asked a question to the referee of him kicking the ball away in a potential yellow card offence, but referees let that one slide. Not often you see a team kicking the ball away at 1-0 in a competitive game. 1-0 in a two-leg tie when you won 2-0 in the last leg and you're clinging on, you're holding on. You understand. Oh, what a touch by Mahrez. And that's brilliant defending from Lucas Digne. He gets it clear. Only down the touchline, out of play for a throw into Manchester City, which Pep Guardiola collects on the touchline. Cracking touch from Mahrez. He's got a brilliant first touch. Ruben Dias's tackle. I'll be teaching the children how to tackle properly, showing that clip. You've got an example to watch and look at on ball control. Riyad Mahrez's first touch is sensational. I actually can't think of a better player at a first touch. Here's Rodri then to Mahrez now. He goes past Digne. Takes the touch. Digne saying, I've not touched him. He's dived. Referee said, it's 2-3 times now, Digne. You're in the book. First player in the yellow card section of the referee's notepad today goes to Lucas Digne. And what's he on about there? I've not touched him. He's dived. He's gone in. His shin's made contact. Is he saying Mahrez has initiated contact? Aston Villa defenders shaking their fingers. I don't agree. What's going on? It's as clear as a free kick as you're going to see all season. Mahrez does him. Takes it past him, he puts his leg out, he goes down, it's a free kick, and gets a yellow card for his trouble as well. That might just be for him having some words with the referee before as well. But this is a good area for a free kick for City. On the right-hand side, just outside the penalty area, and a really good position here for De Bruyne to potentially whip something in. I'd almost be tempted to go and tell Haaland or someone to make a run towards the near post, dink one over the wall and see if Martinez spills something at the near post that you can mop up. It's a very straight angled line, almost level with the penalty spot. So De Bruyne just floats one in and Rodri wins the header and it's wide and out for a goal kick to Aston Villa. Rodri's going to struggle to get a good clean. He almost went too early there, Rodri. Mark. City, very good value. Very good value for the lead. They just need that killer second, to be honest. And I'll be pretty happy where I'd be at. Rico, yeah, I was mentioning before about the situation in Turkey and Syria. I don't really get why they've not had minute silences, as that's a ball forward, and Haaland's going to beat the keeper. Haaland! Oh, it goes away from goal. It's still alive. 2-0. Haaland with the assist, and Gundogan taps it in. They never cleared the lines. Aston Villa were a mess there. Don't know what they were doing. And City make it 2. And there's that killer second goal. And it's Silky Ilkay with the goal. I need to see a replay of that one. What went wrong there for Villa? All over the shop. Who cares? 2-0. Gundogan back with a bang. This is good stuff from Man City. Now we need that third goal and the game done and dusted. So given away by Villa. De Bruyne picks it up. One long ball forward. Not dealt with by the Villa defender, Callum Chambers. He heads it towards Martinez. Haaland gets there quicker. He goes away from goal, and I thought that was the opportunity done, because I thought Haaland was just going to round the keeper and tap it in with his right foot, and I think he could have done that. He takes it beyond the keeper and just squares it across the penalty area, and it's an incredible pass. It's a brilliant assist. It's De Bruyne-esque from Haaland. Who says Haaland can't play football? It's cracking. Takes it past the man, knocks it across, weaker right foot. Tap in for Gundogan. He loves the goal against Villa. Wins us the Premier League with his goal against Villa last season. Goal given to City. And City 2-0 up here. And which could do with getting that third goal and start thinking about Arsenal. And Haaland seems to be moving perfectly fine. From his little treatment he had on the touchline from before. As was mentioned before, Rico, yeah, I'm amazed the Premier League's not done minute silences this week for the victims of the earthquake in Turkey and Syria. They said that they were. I don't understand why it's not happened. Quite frankly, I think it's disgusting that it's not happened. Over 20,000 people dead. They're thinking that it's going to be much more than that as well. It makes me sick that they've not. De Bruyne goes down. He's pulled down by Douglas Luiz and 3-kick Manchester City. We went to that game yesterday for Ruben Dias has got into the book. What's Ruben Dias doing? Ruben Dias is just, what, me? What's he in the book for? Tell you what, referee's having a mare there. That referee's a unit, you know. He is massive. So Ruben Dias came running over to the referee to ask the question. And gives him a yellow card. What's he doing? Where's this rule come from? Yesterday, Lamina was sent off. I think it was Lamina anyway. He was sent off for a second yellow card for running over to say, what? What are you doing, ref? He's not dissent. He's not shouting. He's not arguing. He's not swearing. I've seen other players confronting the referee, shouting and swearing. Nothing goes about. But, oh, man, you run 20 yards to go and see what's going on. You're getting a yellow card. What a farce. Absolute farce. Right, free kick City. And De Bruyne, is he going to strike it? No, it's going to be Mahrez straight into the wall. City appealing for something. I'm not sure the wall was in the penalty area if they're appealing for a handball, whether that can be looked at. I think it's just on the outside, so it's probably not going to matter. Anyway, Villa are going to come away with the ball. Not the greatest of passes, and there's Bernardo Silva just mopping that one up. And Ruben Dias on the yellow card gives it back to Ederson in goal. Has he had a save to make in this half, Ederson? I don't think so. A couple of corners where Villa have looked lively, but other than that, not really seeing anything. As we're now just 46 likes away from 100 likes, everybody, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Jack Grealish tries to thread one into Erling Haaland, and that's a good interception from Konsa at the back. Can't be easy not having Tyrone Mings there. Having to settle for Callum Chambers instead, and he's looked a little bit shaky, to be honest, as Callum Chambers just, yeah, there we go, just puts it out for a throw-in to Manchester City. And Unai Emery applauds. Villa look a bit rattled at the moment, and as I said, if Man City can keep pushing here and get a third goal before half-time and get this game done and dusted, wrapped up, that would be the perfect dream scenario to start thinking about Arsenal. I mean, albeit Man City could want to send out a statement win if they wanted to. I'm sure Aston Villa after the game will be telling us Man City have been laundering money. It's not fair. They should be kicked out. And we should be given 3 points instead. No one can beat this Man City team, is what they always say. All Man City have done is help improve the standards of the Premier League. Whilst Man City have been stepping up, you've seen English teams doing really well in the Champions League, and it's not a coincidence that you've been seeing that. Man City are forcing the Premier League to improve their standards. Liverpool, we've seen. Arsenal this season. Chelsea have won the Champions League. Spurs have reached the final of the Champions League. Grealish goes down. He wants a pen. Penalty, Manchester City. Said in my preview, Man City are getting a penalty, and Man City are going to score the penalty through Erling Haaland. Who's going to take it? The unit of the referee points to the spot with his massive arm. Pen, Manchester City. Let's have a look at this one, because I don't think there's much in this. Did he clip the back heel of Jack Grealish? Gary Neville not happy about it. Feels like Jack Grealish has played for that one. And I think Jack Grealish has just gone to run and his foot found the leg and he's felt the contact and gone to ground and chucked himself to ground. Riyad Mahrez. What a call. He's taken the ball off Haaland and he's saying, no, I'm having the penalty. I tell you what, he must score. He must score because Haaland's never missed a penalty. For Man City anyway. Anyway, Mahrez to kill the game. And he does, straight down the middle. And fair credit to Haaland, he points to Haaland and Haaland's happy to celebrate. 3-0 Manchester City and that 3 points before half-time. Game, set, and match. Straight down the middle. Cool as you like from Mahrez. Waits for the keeper to commit. Rolls it through down the middle and in the back of the net. Job done. 3-0 Manchester City. Thank you very much, Rico. Gary Neville really not happy about Jack Grealish there with Ramsey and making the contact there. To be honest, I try and think to myself, if it was the other way around, and I'd be very angry if that was the other way around and that was given as a penalty against us. I think Manchester City are a bit lucky there. I don't think it's going to make any impact on this game whatsoever. I'm sure everyone will be saying Man City have been using this laundering money to pay the referee and get a penalty. I think City personally have got away with one there in getting that penalty. I think it's a bit of a weak one. I think that handball shout before was probably a better shout for a penalty than that one, to be honest. Go on then, get a fourth. Grealish goes forward. He's tackled. Kyle Walker gives it to Rodri and he chests it to De Bruyne. And this is good because City aren't going for the sideways passing. City have burst forward. It's been good. And Mick Sid says it's the reaction that we wanted from City. 3 goals in the first half. And there's no reason to sit off in the second half. I know we've got a big game coming up against Arsenal. But Man City could do with a big confidence boost. There's no better preparation for Man City in the second half to go out there and score another 2 or 3 and make this 5 or 6-0. That's brilliant preparation for Arsenal, rather than sitting and resting the legs. City have hardly broke a sweat here in the first half. And they don't need to break a sweat in the second half. They've got everything that they need to win this game and win this game comfortably. We are into 3 minutes added on, by the way. 30 seconds left until we get through the 3 minutes. I wonder if the referee might add a little bit more on. I'm not sure that he will, as a direct ball comes forward towards Erling Haaland. He doesn't get there before Callum Chambers, and Callum Chambers can get that one clear, and Douglas Luiz, brilliant touch from Douglas Luiz, and Aston Villa can have a bit of possession and can burst forward. They've got 4 forward here, 4 on 4. It's Ramsey bringing Aston Villa forward. Here's Leon Bailey now, cross comes in, it's deep. Kyle Walker doesn't deal with the threat here, and when Dias got hold of the ball, and Riyad Mahrez makes the tackle. It only falls as far as Douglas Luiz, though, when the referee will blow for half-time. And there's the half-time whistle. And Pep Guardiola's motivated and fired up, and he's immediately down that tunnel and into the dressing room. He's noticed something. He's not happy about something. It's either that or he needs the bathroom real desperately. We'll see. But that, very, very good from Man City. 3-0, half-time. City on course here for 3 points and a perfect response. City are motivated. City are fired up. City want another Premier League. Brilliant first half from City. Keep going. Go at the Villa for the second half. That's what City need to do, in my opinion. Right, you're gonna get the stats up for this game. Let's have let's digest this. Let's have a look at what we're dealing with here. How are Man City playing so far in this game? We know that with City winning here by 3-0 in the live Premier League table. Manchester City now going into second place once more after United won earlier against Leeds United by 2-0. So if this remains the same, City have got a 7-goal difference on Arsenal. We're 3 points behind Arsenal, but we play Arsenal next in our game on Wednesday evening. Massive game. 2 points clear of United. Goal difference far superior as well. Manchester City are motivated. I'm looking forward to it. City have played a game more than Arsenal, but City need them points. They need them wins. That way it'll get the pressure onto the teams above us and apply what we need to do to launch a serious bid for the Premier League title. There's plenty of games left. There's 16 games for City to play in the Premier League between now and the end of the season, and the situation's very simple. 16 more games, 16 more wins. Man City lift that trophy again, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. Absolutely nothing. And it just rubs everybody else up the wrong way, doesn't it? Didn't see this kind of criticism and gunning for when Chelsea were winning consecutive Premier Leagues, when Manchester United were winning consecutive Premier Leagues, when Arsenal, brilliant under the likes of Vieira, Perez and Henry, no problems then. Manchester City do it though. It's a big problem. Maybe it's because we don't wear red. I don't know. Rather be dead than red anyway. So there we go. Right, stats for the game. How was it looking for City so far? 69% possession for City so far. 31% for Aston Villa. City with 11 shots. 5 on target, 3 goals. We could have had more. Gundogan missed a one-on-one. Jack Grealish saw a shot handball that wasn't given, that went wide of the post. Martinez was forced into a good save from Jack Grealish as well, from a brilliant work from De Bruyne's direct run. City could have had 4, 5, even 6 if City were extra clinical in this game, but City got more than enough about them to make life very easy for themselves so far without really getting out of second gear. That has been one of the best halves of football that I've seen from City this season. 11 shots, 5 on target, 3 goals, job done. Villa, they haven't looked too bad going forward. They've shown no fear. Bailey's made himself known. Not really seen too much from Watkins, to be fair. But Buendia has had an opportunity. The crosses have come in. The set pieces, the corners have looked pretty good. They've just not found a way to make it click. And Man City have got the quality and shown that quality when they've needed to. And everything at the moment has gone right, including what, in my opinion, was a lucky free kick penalty for City. And I love the audacity of Riyad Mahrez taking it away from Erling Haaland to put the ball into the back of the net. In terms of passes, 290 passes for City compared with 126 for Aston Villa. In terms of attacking stats, 2 clear-cut chances created from Manchester City, 0 for Aston Villa, 5 corners for City, 3 for Villa, and 1 offside apiece. Defensive stats, 4 blocked shots for Manchester City, 1 for Aston Villa. Tackles 1, 2, including a brilliant tackle from Ruben Dias as well. 1 tackle won by Aston Villa. Aerial duels, City very good, 6 of them won compared with 1 for Aston Villa. Ederson, he hasn't had anything to do other than punch a couple of corners clear because he's had no saves to make, 2 for Emiliano Martinez to make. In terms of discipline, no fouls committed by either team, 4 fouls won by City, 9 for Aston Villa. No red cards, but 1 yellow card apiece for both teams. Yellow cards at the moment going to Ruben Dias for Manchester City for running 40 yards further forward to ask what's going on. Got a yellow card for that, and Lucas Digne went into the book for what he considered was a Riyad Mahrez initiating contact challenge, which Jack Grealish also did, and the penalty was given to Manchester City, and that was put away by Mahrez. It was Jack Grealish that initiated that contact, and it was put away by Riyad Mahrez. So goals today, 4 minutes, header for Rodri. 39 minutes, Ilkay Gundogan getting over his one-on-one miss by tucking in a brilliant piece of work from Erling Haaland, punishing the mistake made from Callum Chambers from Kevin De Bruyne's ball forward. And then it is Jack Grealish initiating that contact going down, penalty given by the unit of the referee, and Riyad Mahrez taking the ball away from Erling Haaland and saying, I'm having this penalty, and coolly slotting it away. City leading by 3-0. If you're a gambler and think Villa's going to come back and win this one 4-3, Aston Villa to win this game, a 500 to 1. 500 to 1, I think they're pretty generous odds. 250 to 1 for them to come back and draw. Man City 1,000 to 1 on to win this game. There we go. So do let me know your thoughts in the live chat. That would be much appreciated of what you made of the performance so far. Naivadia, thanks very much for tuning in, saying Pep's transitioning the squad like a god from the back 4 to a back 3 and still being decent with the defence. Big up to Pep Guardiola. City, yeah, look very good. The transition has been very good. And what I've noticed more and more is there's not been as much sideways passing. City have attacked and come forward with intent. Sometimes it isn't always about passing the ball and completing the pass and your pass completion rates. Sometimes it's just making them direct runs and noticing what's ahead of you. And the Man City attackers haven't been hogging the touchline and trying to stretch the pitch. They've been making runs. When City have put them balls into the boxes, every time I've noticed, there's not one player, Erling Haaland, in the box. There's 3. And it's causing problems. It's good stuff from Manchester City. Mike and Phil saying the Etihad, good atmosphere, good to hear, good to see. I want City to continue that. Every time we're playing in the atmosphere, I want a good, every time we're playing at the Etihad, I want a good, solid atmosphere from Manchester City. Really good, solid atmosphere. It's been really good from City. Really, really good. As Nicholas says, it's a beautiful performance from Manchester City so far. A beautiful performance from City. So decent from Manchester City. As we are now just 37 likes away from 100 likes. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. Also don't forget to go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details, they're in the description, also in the live chat. I'm going to head across to the live pot for this match between Man City and Aston Villa and see how everyone is getting on. JSGC, how am I getting on? I'm in 18th place. That's a placed position. That's good. 30 points. Vice Captain Mahrez working a treat. Got Captain Erling Haaland. Kevin De Bruyne just 1 point. He's had a good first half. That's harsh. Ruben Dias with his brilliant tackle, 0 points. Bet me, what's going on? Been brill. Douglas Luiz getting me a couple of points. Yeah, looking pretty good, to be honest. 18th place finish. That would be fantastic. We'll see how we get on further into the pot and into the second half as well. But looking pretty good for JSGC so far. Let me know how you're getting on with BetMate as well. Let me know in the live chat. Rightio, we'll just go quickly round the ground, and I've got some very quick half-time entertainment for you guys to enjoy. I don't think there's too many games going on. In terms of the United Kingdom, so Premier League game finished earlier, Leeds United 0, Manchester United 2. After Leeds United last week took points from United at Old Trafford, finishing 2-2. United looking to come away with a point in the end after being 2-0 down. City 3, Villa 0 at half-time. Got the Women's Super League, all full-time scores. Spurs 1, United 2. Brighton 2, Aston Villa 6. And Liverpool 0, Leicester 1. And a game in the Scottish Championship, north of the border. Dundee 3, Cove Rangers 0 is a full-time score. You've had games in the Women's Championship, all full-time scores. Sunderland 0, Southampton 1, Crystal Palace 1, Durham 0, Birmingham 0, London City Lionesses 1, Coventry 3, Blackburn 1, Sheffield United 1, Charlton 0, and Bristol City 2. Lose 0. Game in the Scottish Cup, Rangers currently beating Partick Thistle by 2-1. That's in the 71st minute. Rangers have just taken the lead in that game. La Liga, couple of full-time scores. Getafe 1, Valenco 1, and Celta Vigo 0, Atletico Madrid 1. Got a game happening at 5:30 p.m. GMT. Got Real Valladolid taking on Osasuna. And at 8 o'clock GMT today, you've got Villarreal taking on Barcelona. In Bundesliga, full-time score, Hertha Berlin 4, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1. Half-time score is FC Köln 0, Eintracht Frankfurt 0. A couple of full-time scores in Serie A in Italy as well. Udinese 2, Sassuolo 2, and Bologna 0, Monza 1. 27th minute in, it's Juventus 0, Fiorentina 0 at 7:45 p.m. GMT. You've got Napoli taking on Cremont. In Ligue 1 in France, full-time scores, Toulouse 3, Rennes 1, Angers 1, Auxerre 1, Lille 2, Strasbourg 0, Montpellier 3, Brest 0, and Rennes 4, Troyes 0. Not a great score that for Aztec Troy, Manchester City's partner in the City Football Group. 67th minute, it's Nantes 1, Lorient 0, and you've got Lyon taking on Lens at 7:45 p.m. at GMT today. In the Netherlands, in the Eredivisie, full-time score, Sparta Rotterdam 2, Go Ahead Eagles 1, Vitesse Arnhem 2, SC Utrecht 0, and Heerenveen 1, Feyenoord 2. Later scores in the 81st minute, Ajax 3, Volvic 1, and 84th minute, FC Twente 3, Volendam 0. In Portugal, it's finished Valmachau 0, Gil Vicente 1. You've got Sporting Club de Portugal taking on FC Porto in a big game in Portugal at 6 p.m. today. And you've got Martimo taking on Sporting Braga as well at 8:30 p.m. GMT. There's loads of other games as well. I'm not going to go through all them. But yeah, they're all the ones that are keeping you guys up to date. So yeah, they're all the scores from around the ground. I've got some halftime entertainment, Mixed Sid, my partner channel, links and details there in the description. Go check him out, like and subscribe. This is the Winter Sour. Sit back, relax, enjoy, grab yourself some snack, grab yourself some drinks, and I'll see you all for the second half.
What's going on, guys? Mixed here, back again for another cocktail. And this time we are kicking off the Christmas cocktail, starting off with the Winter Sour. So it's an interesting bitter sour drink, this one. But if you like sour cocktails, you'll love this one. So it's got Campari in it with clover honey syrup, lemon juice. I'm using citric acid dilution. You can use Mayor's lemon if you've got it. And then of course egg whites, but I'm using the Better Foam, Miraculous Better Bitters. This is my substitution for the egg white. So to make this cocktail, guys, we're going to do a dry shake first. So get your shaker and put in the ingredients. So first ingredient to the tin, guys, is 45ml or 1.5 ounce of clover honey syrup. So to make it, it's just clover honey mixed in with water. You just put it in the saucepan, put it on a medium heat and let it dissolve together, and that's what creates the clover honey syrup. Next is your lemon juice, or citric acid dilution. That is my substitution for the lemon juice. So 45ml or 1.5 ounce again. Last ingredient to the tin, guys, is 30ml or 1 ounce of Campari. What we're going to do now, guys, is add the Miraculous Better Bitters, or your egg white if you've got it. 1 egg white or Miraculous Better Bitters. So what we're going to do, we're going to put in 2 pipettes for this. Make it nice and foamy. So put your lid on and give it a nice hard shake for 15 seconds. what we do now is we add the ice. Now give it a good shake for 10 seconds. So get your cocktail glass. Straight into your cocktail glass now. I'm using a goop. So you can see it's a nice foamy cocktail, this one. Just let it settle, and it's absolutely beautiful. Because it's got a nice big foam head on it. And the final thing to do now is to garnish it with a rosemary sprig. And there we go. One winter sour. Doesn't it just look beautiful with the rosemary sprig in it? And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, one winter sour to kick off the December series, the Christmas cocktails. Absolutely beautiful. So if you like sour cocktails, this is for you, especially if you love Campari. And done it just to deliver. It looks absolutely beautiful. I can't wait to taste this. How does it taste? Tastes like a Christmas Negroni. That's what it reminds me of. Those famous bitter notes coming from the Campari, just hitting through, absolutely beautiful, with a nice zesty taste with a citric acid. Because I can't wait to taste this, especially if I had Mayer's lemon juice, just to see if it tasted any different. But it's really, really nice. I'd probably rate that 8.5 out of 10. If you love sour, this is for you, especially if you've got that bitter palate taste. It's a required taste, it's specific. Not everyone will like this, but if you like bitter, you will like this. It's absolutely lovely. Especially with the taste notes of the honey just dripping through it. It's just, the chef's kiss. Absolutely beautiful. And don't forget to like and subscribe to Mix It for more Christmas cocktails like this, more winter cocktails, as I will be doing many more throughout the month of December, as I can't wait to get the party started. But I've been Mixed, this has been the Winter Sour, and I will see you guys for the next Christmas cocktail. Cheers.
Thank you very much there to Mixed for providing today's halftime entertainment. Much appreciated. Go and check him out, like and subscribe. And Mixed does do some non-alcoholic drinks. Not all drinks are non-alcoholic, and not all of them are alcohol. We try and try and recommend to him anyway a nice variety. And normally, right throughout January, we always run the Dry January series, which will be coming to our halftime entertainment pretty soon. So there we go. So yeah, we're out for the second half. Man City have made a couple of precautionary changes. Ruben Dias on the yellow card, just come back from injury. He's off. Manuel Akanji comes on. And also Erling Haaland getting a bit of treatment on his thigh. I presume a precautionary substitution from Manchester City. They're not wanting to build up any more aggravation on his hamstring and on his thigh. Have taken him off, and Julian Alvarez comes on. I don't know what that means for potentially him coming on for... That's a cracking ball from Akanji to De Bruyne. Takes it away from himself, though. Gives it to Jack Grealish now. But yeah... Bernardo Silva tries to whip the ball in. It's not the greatest bit of defending. And Rodri! What a save from Martinez! Oh, it should have been 4. It's a cracking effort, that, from Rodri. But yeah, so Man City choosing to make a couple of changes. And it's not bad, is it, having World Cup winner Julian Alvarez come on for Erling Haaland instead. Takes a little deflection as well, Rodri's shot. And it's a good save from Emiliano Martinez. Actually, we'll work it backwards. We're on the lemonade now. After my diet Pepsi. For the second half. I'm hoping these subs aren't going to take the sting away from Man City. Man City are just going to continue where they've left off. I'm wondering, I genuinely feel like this is a good opportunity today for the likes of Kalvin Phillips and Cole Palmer to try and find a bit of form. And I'll be bringing them on in the next 10 minutes or so to try and get a good half an hour in their legs, because they'll probably end up starting that game against Bristol City, and when they've not had that many minutes, it's very difficult just to come in and do a full 90 minutes at a top level. You've got to give them 20-30 minutes here and there to try and keep them as sharp and as fresh as possible. And when you're 3-0 up at half-time and you're looking good, a perfect chance to rotate the squad. And with City looking like they've got 4 central midfielders in place, it'd be worthwhile having Kalvin Phillips come on and maybe even utilising a different role. And the likes of Cole Palmer as well. He likes to be on the right-hand side too, so he could play to his strengths. We'll see. De Bruyne tracking back, and he'll concede a free kick there for Aston Villa to pick themselves up a free kick, and Kevin De Bruyne essentially just stands over the ball to stop Aston Villa taking it quickly. City can get their defenders back, and obviously City looking to just try and keep hold of their clean sheet as well. So City already gone close through Rodri in the second half. They've obviously not got the physical presence to deal with Aston Villa now in Erling Haaland. He's gone off in what I presume is a precaution. Bernardo does well, keeps that in, and that never went out. Never ever. Bernardo laughs about it. It never went. It never even looked like it went out. Julian Alvarez just shoulder to shoulder barges Konsa down. I want to see a replay of that Bernardo one, because it didn't even look close. It didn't even look like it went out. I'd like to see Foden as well. Come on, chance for him to get some minutes. We'll see. And Martinez plays a dangerous one with Alvarez and just about gets the pass away before he got pressed, and that could easily have led to him just tackling him and putting the ball into the goal from a tackle. That then Martinez living life dangerously. Ball gets sent forward then from Villa. Manuel Akanji plays the pass to Ederson. Aston Villa look to try and put a little bit of a press on. It's difficult at 3-0 down. What do you say to your team? If you're Aston Villa, try not to concede again. See if you can grab a goal. It's so difficult. Here's Mahrez on the right-hand side now, inside the Aston Villa half. De Bruyne plays a cross-field pass to Bernardo. He finds Jack Grealish on the left. Plays it back to Bernardo, and Bernardo just works it backwards. No real room for any of the City players to find any gaps in the defence or the midfield, so they go out wide, and Kyle Walker now plays a pass towards Riyad Mahrez. City just again working the ball backwards. Akanji gives it back to Mahrez. Kyle Walker makes a run. The ball slightly behind Mahrez's pass to Rodri. He does well to keep hold of the ball. His pass to Akanji is accurate, and Akanji's pass is good to De Bruyne, so he can potentially play a ball in. Alvarez flicks his header on towards Grealish, and here is Ilkay Gundogan. Gets away from the press of Douglas Luiz. He tries to thread a pass into Mahrez. It's too central and too close to Martinez, and he'll collect the ball, and Aston Villa can have possession once more. Some good play that from Manchester City. Just didn't quite have the execution there in the final third. Mahrez knows it, just wasn't quite there, that pass. I love Pep's press conference on Friday as well, a fiery one. I'm hoping he'll be able to stay motivated, and I'm hoping the City squad will be able to stay motivated, because apparently we're not going to get a conclusion to these charges from the Premier League until 2027. Here's Jack Grealish then, bursts forward into the penalty area, squares it to Gundogan, who can't take the touch, and Villa can scramble the ball clear. Douglas Luiz doesn't play the ball forward, but he's tackled by Bernardo and out for a throw into Villa. Mike, I agree. They were thinking that they'll just try and kick City whilst they're down, and it's had the negative effect for them rather than for City. City are fired up. I think City have started to recognise and accept that it is us against the world. We don't fit in. We're not the elite club that the other teams are. The other clubs consider themselves to be prestigious, to be better. They have a right to be at the top, not little Manchester City, who have every right to be at the top of the Premier League because they run their business well. They sign players well. They sell players well. They produce fantastic players in the academy. And they just cannot accept that that is the case. And rather than trying to poke holes at Manchester City, I've mentioned this before, have a look at what Man City have done. They've improved the standard of the Premier League. Liverpool, United, Arsenal, Spurs, they've all had some success over the last few seasons, and they've had them successes and they've improved and got better because Manchester City have set the standard. You take Man City out of the equation and these teams would drop off and the competitiveness would probably still be there, but you'd be looking at Premier League clubs that aren't as good. You wouldn't see Tottenham Hotspur reaching the Champions League final if it wasn't for the standard of the Premier League being so good. And who was winning Premier Leagues when that was happening? Here's De Bruyne. Ooh, not a great cross from De Bruyne. As we're now 34 likes away from 100 likes. So any help towards that would be great. Subscribe if you're new around here, and do go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details there in the description. I'm pleased to announce that JSGC right now is in a placed position, but with Haaland going off, Captain Haaland for me, we will see. Vice Captain Mahrez carrying the plate for me instead. Hoping we can get a De Bruyne goal or two. Or a Laporte or a Dias goal would be good. That'll get me right up there. This is good work. Here's Gundogan. Oh, it's a great pass to Grealish in the penalty area. Squares one across himself, across the goal. No one's there. Not a great ball that from Jack Grealish, I don't think. Nelly, thank you very much for the comment there. And Andrew, yeah. Man City are a fantastic football team, and the teams around them know that is the case. And they're not prepared to accept that that is the case. They know that it's the case, but they're not prepared to accept the case. And rather than thinking to themselves, how can we improve? How can we get better? How can we be better than Manchester City? They don't feel like they're capable of doing that, so they'll get political instead, is how it feels. And I'm amazed. What amazes me more, it doesn't surprise me that the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal and Manchester United are pushing these agendas, and Daniel Levy as well, that was accused by Pep Guardiola, named and shamed. But rather than do something about it, the campaign is just try and force Manchester City out, and it'll be a terrible thing for the Premier League. Terrible. You're looking at one of the best teams in the world being taken out of the league because you don't like them. You don't like what they've done. And they don't accept it. And they best start accepting it. The only way Man City get knocked off this pedestal is if they up the game. Arsenal's got a game coming up against City on Wednesday, and I'll tell you right now, the best way for Arsenal to win this Premier League is beating Manchester City. Because if Arsenal cannot beat Manchester City, they're going to struggle to win the Premier League. But if Man City can beat their rivals and teams around them, and Man City can show the most consistency over the 38-game season, Man City win the Premier League. You don't fluke winning Premier Leagues. It takes tremendous commitment and consistency to make it happen, as Rodri bursts forward here for City. Cross comes in. Alvarez flicks one, and De Bruyne can't believe he's had it taken away from him. And in the end, Emiliano Martinez picks the ball up. The bill, yeah, I spoke about that earlier before kickoff. I said Man City, if they get cleared of their charges, shouldn't just accept the Premier League saying, oh, right, okay, that's the end of the matter. They should be asking the Premier League for an apology. They should be asking the teams that have pushed the agenda for an apology. They should be seeking damages from the Premier League and these teams that have cost Man City business. because this is going to be going on until 2027. It could cost Manchester City in the transfer market. This might be the Premier League's club's aim. Try and put the top players off coming to Manchester City by having a cloud hang over them so they might join their teams instead. As De Bruyne can't thread a ball through and Villa scramble the ball clear. So yeah, and the final one they should be looking for is obviously the financial fair play has been put in place to... They say it's to make things fair, but financial fair play only benefits clubs that are making money, which Man City have been allowed to be put into a position where financially they're making money. So financial fair play no longer has an impact on Manchester City. In fact, I think it would be good. I think it'd be really good to see Man City get rid of financial fair play, because my own personal opinion is I don't think it's right that clubs who ran properly get punished, that they can't invest in their own business, which is uncalled. It's unheard of. It's odd. It's strange. However, on the other end of it now, Man City are financially sustainable. We can compete with the very best at the top of any of the divisions. We can compete with the finances of Real Madrid. We can compete with the finances of Bayern Munich. We can compete with the finances of any of the Premier League teams, and City can do it without having to invest anything, because the platform of the business has been set up so well that City now find themselves in a fantastic position. And City get these charges cleared, Man City will be set and ready at the top for the next 20 years. All the Premier League cartel of Manchester United and Liverpool, they know this. They're doing everything they can to make that not happen. City are very comfortable. They've already had this ding-dong battle with UEFA. They charged us. They said we can't play in the Champions League. Man City get their legal case onto it and say, actually, we can. And we did. And UEFA have backed off since. The Premier League are having a pop. And when City win that, they'll back off again. Man City shouldn't be backing off, though, because they'll let their true colours be known. McGinn, Duran and Moreno on then for Aston Villa. Oh, that's a cracking ball in, and goal for Villa. Ollie Watkins, 3-1. And the clean sheet from Man City disappears. Man City just getting a bit slack and lackadaisical and punished for it. Poor pass from Bernardo Silva, but not the greatest of passes from Laporte, and Douglas Luiz forces the issue. It's an assist for Douglas Luiz, and Ollie Watkins takes 2 touches past Akanji and into the back of the net. Ruben Dias for you. I think Ruben Dias might have made that tackle that Akanji didn't, but thankfully we're at a point where City have this game wrapped up, you would think. And do you know, it's been a good performance from Man City, so I don't really want to click, and I don't really want to criticise, but it is a little bit frustrating that Ederson's had no saves to make, no shots on target. Aston Villa come forward once, and in their moments where saves need to be made, saves aren't being made. A game where distribution is not that important from the keeper. I genuinely think Stefan Ortega-Moreno is a better goalkeeper in terms of shot-stopping ability. I'm not saying Stefan Ortega-Moreno would make the save there. I'm just saying I think he's better than Ederson in that area of goalkeeping. But there we go. Ollie Watkins has scored, and it's 3-1. And Man City need to be careful, because if they grab another goal, Man City's backs will be against the wall. They've just scored a couple of goals, and Man City have work to do. So, again, it's all... We've gone flat since the second half. This is what I didn't want. I want that City to keep that momentum going. In the heads to think that they've won. You've just got to go out there and make things happen. It's not a good pass from Walker either. I can see people mentioning Terry from the Terrence. I don't know who that is. Let me YouTube him. I've not heard of him before. Let's have a look at these thumbnails. A yellow card is given to... I don't know who that is. Alvarez is fouled. Was it Konsa? I think it was Konsa bursting forward. Alvarez won that ball back. Konsa miles out of position. Tactical foul from Konsa. He's late on Alvarez. Yellow card given. Right, Terry from the Terrans. I don't know who that is. Let me search him. Terry. And Man City just struggling. They're giving the ball away again. Villa in the penalty area. Slips. Pass comes in. He's miles offside. The flag never went up. How did the flag never go up? Miles offside. The Football Terrace. I've not heard of them before. The Football Terrace. Jack Grealish bursts forward. Gives the ball to De Bruyne. He's got the support of Alvarez. You see, we've gone back to... Remember me saying in the first half, we always had 3 players in the penalty area making things happen. And Man City had 1 player in the penalty area then. 1. I don't know who he is. I've not heard of him before. Not my cup of tea, to be honest. Anyway, this game started to get a bit fired up. Aston Villa look motivated for this, and the ball comes forward from City, well defended from Ashley Young, and headed back to Martinez. The Pep subs might have taken the sting away. I can understand why the subs have been made. Diaz is on a yellow card, just come back from injury. I'm not too sure how fully fit he is, and he could be a very important player for that Arsenal game. That's a cracking ball from Ilkay Gundogan to Jack Grealish. Take him on. There we go, Jack. Take him on. Float it towards the back post, and that's brilliant defending from Konsa. Julian Alvarez was ready to nod that ball in with a tap in there. And that was cracking work. Good football all round. Gundogan with a great pass. Jack Grealish takes on Ashley Young. Gets half a yard. Crossed into the back post. It's going in from Julian Alvarez. And it's brilliant defending from Konsa. He does everything right there, Julian Alvarez. Just good defending. Said it was good football all round, in my opinion, that. Corner here for City then. See what KDB can do from this corner. Takes it short to Riyad Mahrez. Gives it to Bernardo Silva now. Here is De Bruyne. Low ball in. Cleared at the near post. Not the best of balls, but you know it happens. Let's have a look how my betmate's doing. Remember, you can check betmate out. Links and details there in the description and in the live chat too. I'm currently in 15th place, which is good. Douglas Luiz has managed to get me 9 points. What's let me down? It's the defenders that have let me down. 1 point for Ederson, 1 point for Laporte, 0 for Ruben Dias. Could have been right up there. I'm not doing bad though. 39.5 points. Not doing bad at all. Here's Rodri now. He gives it to Laporte. Akanji then goes to Walker. Rodri. Here's Aymeric Laporte for City. Had a good game for City, I think. Laporte. Rodri gives it to Gundogan. A bit of space. He might have this, you know, and he does. And Emiliano Martinez makes a comfortable save in the end. He's made quite a few saves, Emiliano Martinez, in this game. He's conceded 3, but made saves as well. He looks for the options here. I can't see how City don't make the subs that they've made from before. As Phil Foden's going to come on for City now, and Jack Grealish is going to come off. It's good to see Phil back. Jack Grealish applauds the stadium. The former Aston Villa man, Mr. Aston Villa himself, left to pursue trophies. Comes off, but in a decent shift. Again, is it harsh to judge and say again, no goals, no assists for Jack Grealish though? Is that harsh? I mean, he won the penalty. Doesn't count as an assist. I like Jack. I think the only problem we've had with Jack Grealish is the fact that we spent £100 million. You expect the world's best. And to be honest, you spend £100 million on someone, I'd expect someone of top quality. It isn't Jack Grealish's fault that City spent so much money, but City had that money to spend, and we wanted Harry Kane that summer, and it didn't happen. That money was there to be used. Otherwise, I don't think Man City signed both Harry Kane and Jack Grealish in that summer. 2 very expensive transfers. It's one or the other. One didn't happen, so they went for Grealish instead. They had the money there to spend to make that transfer happen, so they did. Here's Mahrez bursting forward. De Bruyne has looked so good. He threads this in. Foden tries to go first time, and good defending in the end from Aston Villa. And Bernardo Silva looks brilliant as well. He's well up for everything, isn't he? And is that a throw-in or a free kick? It's a free kick. Good off Bernardo Silva's reaction. Not happy with that. Jack Grealish is a fantastic player. I think it's just for the price. You look at him and you think to yourself, you're wanting goals and assists is the problem people have with Jack Grealish. I think he's a good player. Man City ended up not spending £100 million and picked him up for what I would fairly reflect his market value to be. For a player with Jack Grealish's quality, I mean, realistically, you'd be looking at like a 50, 60 million pound player. The same money that we were paying for the likes of Raheem Sterling, Leroy Sané we picked up for just under £40 million. If Man City were paying them going rates rather than paying the £100 million, then you'd say you'd be getting more value for your money of Jack Grealish. But because it's £100 million, it's hard to get away from £100 million, isn't it, really? But Jack Grealish is Jack Grealish. You know, he's a good player. He helps the Man City team. I think he helps improve the Man City team anyway. He just does what he does. And I genuinely feel that Jack Grealish could probably be utilised in other positions. We've never seen him on the right-hand side and cutting in. We've never really seen him going through the centre. So you just feel like you might be able to get a little bit more. I don't know. I said it's just so hard to get away from the price tag, isn't it, really? It's like Manuel Akanji. He's had a really good season for Man City. He's had a really good season because he's meant to be 5th choice and he's cost City £15 million. Here's Riyad Mahrez into a good position. Squares it to Rodri, and Gundogan's going to have a pop, and it's going to take more than that to beat Martinez. So if Man City end up spending on Akanji, we end up spending £50 million, for example, and then you'd be looking at him saying, is he a £50 million? And the answer is, no, he's not a £50 million player. All of a sudden you've overpaid and you're looking at a flop. So it's just all about the market value and how much you're picking up players for. And I actually think that Man City's transfer policy of looking for affordable players and players that improve the squad and bringing players in over the last couple of years has actually been very good. The only issue that we face is we'll get into a point where players through rotation are wanting to leave, and we're going to need to replace these players, and we're just a bit slow at replacing players. We're a bit more careful in the transfer market than some of the other clubs. And why shouldn't Man City be careful? Man City have got their transfers correct. It takes them time, but they get their transfers correct. They're very careful in who they pick, who's going to help improve the team, who's going to settle into the team. If we're going to have a big player sale in the summer, though, Man City need to make sure that these players are getting replaced. If Cancelo's leaving, you're bringing a versatile defender who can help cover in defensive midfield to help give Rico Lewis a break. You're targeting somewhere along them lines. City in desperate need of at least a central midfielder. Might even need 2 central midfielders should any of the players like Gundogan's contract run out and he doesn't sign a new deal, or Bernardo Silva chooses to leave Manchester City. Then Man City need to make sure that these issues are getting addressed sooner rather than later, and that's where my concern is. I can see City having a busy summer. I can see it being 3 or 4 in and 3 or 4 out, is what I can see. We'll have to wait and see if there's any more on these charges. I'd be pretty surprised over the next 2 or 3 weeks if we hear anything. I don't think we'll hear too much about it. I think once all these Champions League games start to click in and all these media outlets start to realise that there's just as much views for all the big football matches going on, then Man City will be able to stem away from that, and Man City will no longer be in the headline, so to speak, and Man City can go back to getting on with their business, which quite frankly has been a very good bit of business. Key and I agree, it'd be a really good time this to be seeing someone like Kalvin Phillips, giving him a good 15 minutes. I'd like to have seen Kalvin Phillips a little bit earlier, to be honest. He could be very crucial for Man City come the end of the season, and I possibly have been his harshest critic. I haven't been impressed by what I've seen with Kalvin Phillips. I haven't been impressed with with what he's brought to the Manchester City team. He's been injured. He's turned up overweight back from the World Cup. Won't have gone down very well, that. But the only way he gets better is with game time. And if Rodri ends up picking up an injury, it's very difficult when you're not rotating as much. So, for example, Julian Alvarez has been getting regular minutes for City, and because of that, it means if Haaland's injured for the next 2 or 3 weeks, Man City won't feel any impact of that, even though he's Premier League's top goal scorer. However, if Rodri picks up an injury, it'd be devastating because we've not been rotating him enough. So, yeah, I'd like to see Phillips on, if I'm honest. John says, I went for 5-1, so he's feeling confident of that as Villa make a couple more subs. Coutinho comes on, Young comes off in one of the subs being made. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up if you do enjoy this video. That'd be much appreciated. We're now just 32 likes away from 100 likes. Let's see if we can have a good push towards the towards full time for that. That'd be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. We've got plenty more City content to come, including a live watch along of the Arsenal game on Wednesday evening for you guys to look forward to. I'm wondering if you guys would like me to go live an hour before kickoff. Big game, 6:30 p.m. for a 7:30 p.m. kickoff, and we can have some good chats and pre-match entertainment or something for you guys. I think that'd be pretty class, to be honest. So I might sort that one out. So yeah, we've got a live watch along coming up there on the 15th. Got big Champions League games coming up as well. So loads of content and loads of things for you guys to look forward to. So subscribers, if you're new around here and you haven't already, we're on that push to 30,000 subscribers. Less than 1,800 subs away. And also don't forget to go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details there in the description. Also in the live chat corner here for City. Then Mahrez whips it in, doesn't beat the first man. Certainly not as good as his corner that he put in on 4 minutes on Rodri's head to give Manchester City the lead. And Man City, for this second half, have been a little bit flat. And should Manchester City be this flat on Wednesday, I can see Arsenal being all over this and punishing Manchester City. Very good first half. I've not been too impressed by what I've seen second half from City. I'd give them a break. We're 3-0 up. But this is a game where, you know, you want City to show their fighting spirit, and you don't want City going through the motions in this kind of game. You want Man City to be able to come out there and show the fighting spirit needed to go out there and, you know, score 5 or 6 goals. And they still can do that. I just feel like Erling Haaland, even though he's not scored in this game, was offering something that was suiting Manchester City. I wonder how many Man City might have scored had we gone with Alvarez starting as a front two. With Erling Haaland and Laporte burst forward. He's had a good game for City and Gundogan. There we go. gives the ball away. Yeah, the Arsenal game is 7:30 p.m. I've got it on my calendar anyway as a 7:30 p.m. kickoff. Let me just double check. I think it's because of the Champions League game starting at 8 that Man City's game's been moved, so it's not clashing, I think. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. What channel's the game on? BT Sport, I imagine it'll be on Sky Sports, because BT Sport's got the Champions League. Oh no, it's on Prime Video. Oh, decent. I like Prime Video's coverage. It's on Prime, that one. Amazon Prime. That's quite a coup for Arsenal. So for Amazon, for the Arsenal City game, the big first versus second, huge Premier League clash. So 12 minutes to go till full time. Be good if City can go out there and grab a goal. Yeah, Champions League's resuming again from this week. Let's have a look what we've got going on there. So what's the Champions League games? Vincent, elaborate, please. Can't come out with criticisms and not elaborate. I think I'm pretty fair when it comes to the transfers, to be honest. The only one I've not been that impressed with has been Kalvin Phillips, but Kalvin Phillips has started one bloody game. How can you judge on one game? De Bruyne burst forward. He's got the run of Phil Foden. Phil Foden can still go and get that if he wants to. He's eased off it, and Martinez is going to keep that one in. Yeah, Champions League matches. Tuesday, you've got AC Milan taking on Tottenham, and PSG taking on Bayern Munich. That PSG Bayern Munich one sounds like a feisty game. I'll probably be flicking between the two with that one. On Wednesday, games I'll miss because of the Arsenal City game. Might tune in for the ending of the Dortmund, Chelsea and Club Brugge Benfica are the two Champions League games on Wednesday. And City are in action the Wednesday after an hour away match against Leipzig. And on the Tuesday, the 21st of Feb, a massive game of the Real Madrid-Liverpool match, which is going to be huge. Shot comes in from Coutinho and over the top of the crossbar. And I think it's been given a corner. Has Ederson got a tip onto that? He's had a shot there, Coutinho. He does get good fingertip. Good save from Ederson, that. Good save from Ederson. His first, as he just said there, first save of the game. First thing he's had to do. Villa want a penalty. He claims he got pushed in the back. Referee wangs his finger. No penalty. As I said, Man City just needs to be careful. Being 3-0 up, being coasted. Aston Villa find the goal, the tails will be up, and Man City's backs will be against the wall. And it'll be a disgrace for Man City to be 3-0 up at half time to end up being a disaster and not winning the game. So that's what City just need to be careful of as into the penalty area now. Coutinho squares it across and Ederson does a good bit of goalkeeping again and City can get it clear. Is it a coincidence that Man City haven't looked as good once Ruben Dias isn't on that pitch? Is it Erling Haaland that was causing them problems? I mean, Man City, they've been attacking and forcing Villa onto the back foot. It's Aston Villa that are putting City onto the back foot, and Coutinho there slips at the wrong time, and a goal kick to Manchester City. So City weather that little storm. 82 minutes in, 8 minutes remaining here at the Etihad. It's Manchester City 3, Aston Villa 1. We know what a grandstand finish that is for sure, as Will Ferrell has been invited around the Etihad, and he's been at the Etihad. He's there at the Etihad today watching this game. He was at the Wrexham match yesterday as well. Obviously good friends with Rob McElhenney and/or Ryan Reynolds. get invited. He was sat in the pub with the Wrexham fans. It was making me smile. And Wrexham yesterday, Manchester today, as Nathan Ake is going to be coming on for Manchester City very soon. Here is Bernardo. Gives it to Manuel Akanji. That's a terrible pass from Akanji. And it's squared through, and Ederson... Akanji apologises there. It wasn't a great pass, and Ederson's good goalkeeping. Do you know, I was a bit critical of Ederson for the first goal that Villa scored. However, he's made a good save on Coutinho, a good interception from a pullback from Coutinho, and he's come off his line really well there to help Manchester City. City just need to get to grips with this game. They're finding no space. De Bruyne flicks one across to Alvarez. He's one-on-one. He looked offside. He turns. And Mahrez balloons it over the top of the crossbar. Mahrez can't believe what's happened. He was onside there, Alvarez. It would have counted. That was really good work from Alvarez and good defending from Callum Chambers. And he finds the pass to Mahrez. He's in space, gets it onto his left foot, and Mahrez can't believe what he's done. It's just... Do you know what's happened there? It's just bounced up ever so slightly just as he went to make the shot. And he's got his foot right underneath it. Had the ball remained level with the ground, he'd have chipped that up into the roof of the net, I'm sure. But as it bounces up, he's got underneath it and cannoned that right over the top of the crossbar. And Riyad Mahrez is going to come off now, and City getting a bit more protection at the back with Nathan Ake coming on. And Pep Guardiola asked Mahrez about that miss, I'm sure, there. And he's probably just said it's just bounced as I've gone to strike it. It was the bounce there that's done Mahrez. Someone of Mahrez's quality, even with a bounce, I think he should be fined in the back of the net. And Man City today, they could easily have had 5 or 6, I tell you. Could easily have had 5 or 6. It's something to aim for. Massive game coming up against Arsenal on Wednesday. Massive, massive game. And I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it. It should be a really good game of football. 2 really good footballing teams. Arsenal, form's just slipping away at a crucial stage of the season. Manchester City, trying to rejuvenate, looking a little bit inconsistent. On course for 3 points here. Should be a really good game of football, that. In what's a very busy February. Arsenal, Forest, Leipzig, Bournemouth, Bristol City. All away from home. 5 consecutive away games. As Aston Villa get themselves a throw-in just next to their own corner flag on the Manchester City right-hand side, their left-hand side. 4 minutes remaining. The atmosphere's been pretty good at the Etihad today, you know. I think that's all come about from the display they had before the game with the flares going off, showing their appreciation for the players. Maybe that's something City could consistently look for. Try and get the fans in early, get some displays on. Get the pyrotechnics out outside the ground. It's a shame that they don't allow pyrotechnics inside the ground, to be fair. But I know it's a bit of a touchy subject, the pyrotechnics. They do stink, but they look cool. That's my take on the pyrotechnics. And a free kick given to Aston Villa there. No advantage to be played. Just inside their own half there. And Ilkay Gundogan stops the early free kick being taken. 3 minutes remaining. Plus whatever's to be added on here. Manchester City 3, Aston Villa 1. Right, we're on that last push now to 100 likes. 32 away, ladies and gentlemen. Any help towards that will be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. Is there a possibility for João Cancelo in and Alphonso Davies comes to Manchester City? I don't reckon so. A Bayern Munich not trying to use João Cancelo for the right-hand side rather than the left? I don't see it. Ilkay Gundogan's booted the ball away. Is he going to go into the book here? No. Referee's been a bit lenient there. Bernardo, I thought, was lucky to escape the yellow card, and Gundogan's lucky to escape the yellow card, and Alvarez kicks the ball away. They could have been silly yellow cards. All three of them could easily have been a yellow card. And I don't think City could have had any complaints. In fact, the referee, if he wanted to be a bit of an idiot, could have given all three of them yellow cards then. And I don't think they could have had any complaints. It was silly, silly things. I'd have been moaning about it because of the inconsistency. And I remember Digne booting the ball away when they were 1-0 down. I weren't happy about it in the first half. Rodri finds a good pass. Kyle Walker turns and he will find the pass to Kevin De Bruyne, and there's space now on the right-hand side. He doesn't use it. He goes across field, and Cash is there to clear the ball and out for a corner to Manchester City. Not the greatest of balls from Kevin De Bruyne. He looks a little bit frustrated, Kevin does. So I think it's time for our man of the match. A bit of a difficult one, this one, because Riyad Mahrez has got an assist and a goal. So you think he'd be the natural option, but I've been impressed. Diaz only done half a game, looked good. Laporte's looked good. Rodri looked good. Bernardo Silva's been here, there, and everywhere. Gundogan's made himself known. We should have kept Pedro Porro, but we didn't go in for him. We get a cool, £12 million in the summer. De Bruyne flicks one in. It's cleared away at the back post, and that will go out for a throw into Manchester City. Oh. Seamus saying Rodri, Rico saying Rodri. He's grabbed the goal. He's looked good. I'm moving an hour in between Rodri and Mahrez. I'll see what happens between now and the full-time whistle. See if Rodri maybe gets a goal or does something. Might help give me my decision. We'll see. Dale, I think we get the best out of Julian Alvarez when the man of the match. I feel like we get the best out of Julian Alvarez when Rodri's been given the player of the match for Sky Sports. He has had a very good game. Looks like it's going to be a no contest for my decision there, going off them stats. But yeah, Alvarez looks good when he's playing as a front two. He looked brilliant for Argentina when playing as a front two. He's looked good for City when he's been playing alongside Erling Haaland. It's going to take him a good 2 years to adapt. He's young. He's going to get better, in my opinion. I don't think he's the answer as a lone striker. I don't think he's got enough about him to offer enough as a lone striker. I feel like he'd work well having somebody else next to him that he can drop deep, or if the other striker wants to drop deep, he can move into space. And I think he'll get better and better. I have said before, Alvarez, to me, is too good to be on Manchester City's bench. But the only way he's getting into the team whilst Haaland's there is playing alongside him rather than displacing him. And I think that's what Man City need to get right. The City experiment a lot with the tactics. There's a lot of trying to find space and play for players like Grealish, Foden, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, that it leaves very limited game time. As ball's lumped forward by Villa, and a shot comes in and off the crossbar. Wow. That was a rocket. John, thanks very much for tuning in. Take care, and I'll see you for the Arsenal live watch along on Wednesday, 6:30. That's now 31 likes away from 100 likes, and that's played into space, and Douglas Luiz isn't going to get there ahead of Ederson. But yeah, leave a thumbs up, that'd be much appreciated. 31 likes to go. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. And don't forget as well to go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. Desperately unlucky that from Aston Villa not to find a goal right at the death. It looks like, though, it was Duran with a shot. It looks like Aston Villa are going to come away with winning this second half. City win the first half by 3-0. Aston Villa win the second half by 1-0. And this second half performance, in my opinion, has clarified some things for me, including the importance of a player like Ruben Dias and Erling Haaland. And we need to make sure we're keeping up keeping the fitness of these players. Seamus, it is the Super Bowl Sunday. Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs in Phoenix, in Arizona. And I've got work in the morning, so I'm not going to be able to stay up and watch it. But I'm going to watch the highlights. I'm going to watch the halftime show. I've been working with 888 Sports as well, which I've enjoyed doing. And I reckon Philadelphia Eagles are winning the Super Bowl tonight. I'll give a score. I think it'll be a tight one. I reckon 30 points to 27 to Philadelphia. Seamus, thanks very much for tuning in. See you on Wednesday as well. I'll stay live for a couple of minutes after the game, just to wrap up any loose ends of the live watch along and just give my thoughts as well. Ederson's going to take this free kick. The 4 minutes are up now. We're into added time on added time. Mike, thanks very much for tuning in and see you for the Arsenal game. And the full-time whistle does go, and Manchester City pick up what is an all-important 3 points. An exceptional first-half performance for Manchester City. Cruises City in the end to 3 points. Not before giving us some scares from Villa. Ollie Watkins got Villa a goal. They've just hit the crossbar as well through Duran. They've had some opportunities, Villa. Man City have had their opportunities as well, but in the end, City have made it about the quality, and City had more about them this evening than what Aston Villa did, and it's a massive 3 points for City in the end, and it sets things up really nicely now for Wednesday. We'll be live with a watch-along for the away match against Arsenal. Kicks off at 7:30pm GMT. We're live at 6:30pm GMT here on the JSGC channel for all the big build-up towards that Arsenal game for you guys to look forward to. I'm going to be doing a review video of this Aston Villa game, which will be up within the next 60 to 90 minutes, depending on how long I'm live here for. And then we will have all the build-up throughout Monday and Tuesday for the big Arsenal game on Wednesday. That's where we head to. It's a big win for Manchester City, and as Alex says, thanks very much for tuning in, it's a win and it's job done, and City are happy. A passionate performance before the game with the charges from the Premier League. Manchester City showed passion on the pitch, winning and picking up the all-important 3 goals that's helped City to the 3 points. Pleased to see that Ruben Dias looks perfectly fine on the pitch as well, and City hopefully will be good to go for the Arsenal game. Hopefully we'll get some more comments being made from Pep in a post-match reaction to this game, and hopefully we'll get more clarity on Ruben Dias and Erling Haaland, and hopefully both of them will be fit and good to go for that game against Arsenal. But today it is job done. It's 3 points, and that first half was a very good performance from Manchester City. Mixed, thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. Rodri, I think I'm going to give him my man of the match for this game. He's had a very good game for City, as I've mentioned before. Ruben Dias, Bernardo Silva, Riyad Mahrez in particular right up there. But Rodri has had an outstanding game, got that all-important first goal. He's caused problems. He got forward. He attacked for Manchester City. And he's actually, when he gets forward, he isn't a bad player at all. As the camera pans on to Manuel Akanji as he goes off. He was in full discussion there with Ruben Dias. We've not really seen the Akanji-Ruben Dias partnership. We're looking here at a very smart individual in Akanji, and you're looking at a very smart defender in Ruben Dias. Potentially, could you see a lethal partnership forming between them two at some point? Maybe. The one bonus we've had with Akanji is he has kept himself suspension-free and injury-free as well. So that was a good performance for Manchester City. It's 3 points. We're back up to second. We're 2 points clear of United. And most importantly, even though we've played a game more than Arsenal, we're 3 points behind them with a better goal difference, and we play them in our next game. You do the maths. It's very simple. A win for City on Wednesday. We're back to the top of the Premier League. Manchester City well in this title race. Huge game. It's a do not lose game for Arsenal. Arsenal will be thinking to themselves, win that game, and that's a big step towards the Premier League. A 6-point gap with a game in hand could make it 9 points. Or Man City could be top on Wednesday. They're the situations we're looking at. Should be a really good game, and looking forward to that live watch along, which, as I said, will be live at 6:30 on Wednesday for that game for you guys to look forward to. So we're going to go through the stats for this game, and we'll draw up some conclusions. I've just seen England have beaten Italy in the Six Nations after losing to Scotland last weekend. So we'll just get the stats up for this game. We'll draw up some conclusions from there. City on to 48 points from 22 games. Got a +6 goal difference on Arsenal. Win against Arsenal to the top of the Premier League. And that's what City need to do. As Dad says there, needed to win this game. They got the job done comfortably in the end. Move on to Wednesday now. Totally agree. It's a clean professional performance. The only shame is we've not managed to keep a clean sheet. I'd have been happy with the 3-0 victory. And I got me 5 points on Super 6. But yeah, there we go. Not too sure why the stats aren't loading up. See if I'll get them up now. As we've got them up. So, goals today. Rodri for an assist for Riyad Mahrez on 4 minutes with the header. 39 minutes in, Ilkay Gundogan, after some good work from Erling Haaland and the mistake made from Callum Chambers from Kevin De Bruyne's through ball in. And Erling Haaland showed he's got good feet and squared it across for Ilkay Gundogan to get that all-important killer second goal. Riyad Mahrez from the penalty spot after Jack Grealish suspiciously went to ground. It was a harsh one. And Manchester City, it was on Ramsey. And Manchester City got the penalty and it was tucked away by Riyad Mahrez. He had the audacity to take it away from Erling Haaland, a man that's never missed a penalty for Manchester City and the Premier League top goal scorer, to say, I'm taking it. And goes up there and scores as well. So I'm sure that'll do Riyad Mahrez the world of good. We did see Haaland and Ruben Dias go off, so I'm hoping they'll be all right, and we'll get further clarification from Pep Guardiola soon on that. For Aston Villa, their goal came on 61 minutes. Ollie Watkins with an assist for Douglas Luiz. Some yellow cards. Konsa went into the book and Digne went into the book for Aston Villa. And for Manchester City, yellow card today to Ruben Dias. So, very quickly, just going through the stats. Man City had 67% possession compared with 33% possession for Aston Villa. 50% of duels won by both teams. City much better in their aerial duels, though 66% won compared with 33% for Aston Villa. 1 offside for City, 4 for Aston Villa. 8 corners for City and 4 for Aston Villa. In terms of attacking stats, 3 goals for City after 9 shots on target from 17. Clinical from City. Could do with Martinez as a top quality goalkeeper. Could still do with working on the finishing. As I said, City could easily have had 5 or 6 really if they wanted it. For Aston Villa, it was disappointing. First shot on target and a goal. However, 6 shots in total, 2 on target. A couple of good saves made by Ederson. And Ederson, actually, fair credit to him, last 10 minutes was solid for City and helped City not have a grandstand finish and helped us towards 3 points. So a good recovery that from Ederson. I'm sure that'll do him the world of good. No doubt sure that he'll be starting as well in the game against Arsenal on Wednesday night. In terms of defensive stats, 7 tackles apiece, including that brilliant tackle from Ruben Dias in the first half. 57% of tackles won by Manchester City, 43% for Aston Villa, both with decent tackle completion rates there. 4 clearances and 4 interceptions for City. Aston Villa dominating the defensive stats, though, with 15 clearances and 16 interceptions. In terms of distribution, 613 passes with a pass completion rate of 90%. Aston Villa with 298 passes and a pass completion rate of 82%. That's decent. 300 passes nearly at the Etihad, an 82% pass completion rate. Unai Emery is doing something right. They just weren't clinical enough, and Man City were and showed that quality. This could have been a very sticky, very difficult game for City. So this is a good victory. Tell you that right now. This is a good victory for City. And in terms of discipline, 13 fouls conceded by City, 14 for Aston Villa, 1 yellow card for City, 2 for Aston Villa, and no red cards. So there we go. There, the stats for the game. It sees Manchester City with them 3 points head into second again. Must-win game against Arsenal. Win that, and we could be right where we need to be, in my opinion. So, we're going to head on to today's video sponsor for you guys. You can go and check them out. BetMate, links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. Remember, you can use on sign up if you use that link. You can use code JSGC10 to get yourself £10 in free bets. and that will enable you to be able to join some of the upcoming pots. BetMate are running freebies throughout February. They're running one for the Merseyside derby. I'm in that pot for it's free. Why wouldn't I be? I'm in that pot. Already come quids in from United's pot earlier, finishing 5th, has won me some money from spending no money, which is always good. And remember, you can use them free bets to join any of the pots that you like, including the City pots. They've got a pot running for Arsenal's game, which I'll be speaking more about in my preview for the Arsenal game, which will be up on Tuesday, and obviously speaking about it more as I'll be sponsoring my live watch along for that Arsenal game on Wednesday, where we're live at 6:30 p.m. GMT. So I ended up finishing on 43.5 points on BetMate. I finished 16th overall, and because they're paying up to the top 30 places, I get to take a share of the £600. First place getting a grand prize of £180. There has been a winner by 2.5 points. Goes to Angela Smith 68. So shout out to Angela Smith 68. They are now £180 richer, having Ederson in goal, Kyle Walker and Aymeric Laporte as the defenders. Captain Rodri getting them a whopping 19 points, and 15 points for their vice-captain Douglas Luiz. They also had Riyad Mahrez and Jack Grealish, taking the risk not having Erling Haaland in the team, but paying dividends in the end for Angela Smith and coming out with £180. So well done to them. I finished on 43.5 points, so I'm sharing with 4 other people, winning £7.20 from my from the share of the pot. I was only half a point away from winning £9. I was 1 point away from £11.40, and so yeah, a decent day on BetMate for JSGC. I come away with £7.20 from my £5 bet that it was to join this pot, and I think it's £5 a game for the match in midweek against Arsenal as well. Yeah, it's a £500 pot for that one, paying up to the top 30 places, and £5 entry fee. You can go and check it out. Links and details there in the description. And remember, use code JSGC on you sign up, and you will get £10 in free bets. So thank you everybody for watching. I'll see you all again for the build-up for that big match between Manchester City and Arsenal. My thoughts: 3 points, job done. First half, brilliant. Getting players forward, attacking, making things happen, solid. Second half, a little bit flat. The substitutions got made. Aston Villa, I thought, were better in the second half and approached the game a little bit better too. However, City had enough about them to go on and win the game. So my overall assessment, still room for improvement, a good solid win and a good response from these charges on Monday for Man City to show they are ready for a title battle and to try and win the Premier League again. And we have got the biggest game of the season for the Premier League coming up so far. Massive match against Arsenal, the first time playing them this season in the Premier League. We've already faced them in the FA Cup and beaten them. Does that give City a little psychological advantage? Arsenal's not won in the last 3 games. Have Man City helped teams to suss them out? We'll see. Arsenal are going to have to do things a little bit differently. City are going to have to be defensively on it, and when their opportunities come about, they're going to have to be clinical in front of goal. It's going to be a very good game. Looking forward to that. We're going to have all the build-up for you guys to enjoy coming up. So make sure you do stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe. Press that red button. Press the bell. And put your push notifications on. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description below and also on the yellow banner too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. Don't forget as well, social media links. They're in the... I've just done that. I love being live. This is where when I'm doing a video, I'd be editing out and going, just done that, need to do that bit. Let me know your thoughts as well. If you're watching this after the game, then in the comments below. Or in the live chat whilst we are still live for you guys. Let me know your thoughts of this victory for Manchester City. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. We're 30 likes away from 100 likes. I'm not too sure if we're going to hit that, so that'll be a target for the Arsenal game, I'm sure. But we might be able to get north of 80 in the post-production, so any help towards that again would be much appreciated. As I said before, big shout out to BetMate, today's video sponsor. Go and check them out. Links and details there in the description. It's a free app to download, available to anybody that is 18 or over, who are based in the UK only. So a big shout out and thank you to them. Go and check them out. Links and details there in the description, also in the live chat. One final thing is, if you're going to gamble, please do gamble responsibly. And when the fun stops, stop. Dad makes an interesting point. Don't lose that game. It's a must-not-lose game. It's a must-not-lose game for both teams. I won't be surprised to see both teams happy to come away and say 0-0, and we'll do this battle against other teams instead and see where we go from there. Dad confident Manchester City will win the title for him. City are getting within touching distance of Arsenal. The problem we've got is that game in hand that Arsenal have got against Everton at the beginning of March. However, it's a big game. If Man City can win at the Emirates, that would be fantastic. What we don't want to do is lose because we end up 6 points behind and Arsenal's got a game in hand to go 9 points clear. It's going to be very difficult to overturn them 9 points. But we do have a chance to go top as well. You want to keep Arsenal always at bay. You want to get them at touching distance. And I think it's about time Man City got to the top of the Premier League and started getting some pressure onto Arsenal. If we can overtake them in the next few games, by that game on Wednesday, we've got 2 Premier League games to go at before they have their game in hand against Everton. And because of that, Man City have the opportunity in them games, if we can win them, to get that pressure onto Arsenal, and who knows what can happen. Massive games coming up, looking forward to it. So I'll see you all for the build-up in this busy February period as these week-by-week games disappear, and we're playing every 3 to 4 days. Arsenal next up. I'll see you for that game. 15th of February. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. Thank you to everyone that's interacted with me today, that's left a thumbs up, that's downloaded BetMate, that's checked BetMate out, my video sponsor for today, that has left a thumbs up, that has commented to me and everything. It's much appreciated. So shout out to everybody for that. That's fantastic. And I will see you guys for my review of this game. That will be up within the next 60 minutes or so. And we'll see you for the build up to that Arsenal game as well early in the week too. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.